We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost. Search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow.
Again. So stick around. So stick around.
world around us. They don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away now. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're letting close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away now. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. You'll always be my broken love. We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost. Search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too
Good morning. Good morning. How are y'all doing? All right. How's my sound, y'all? How is it? Can y'all hear me okay? Five out of five. Sounds good, huh? All right. Well, let's get this party started. So this is a new case. We talked about it yesterday. We opened up with it. Kate Does Crime covered it. Duchess covered it. There's a few other people that covered it. It just happened 10 days ago. He just went missing 10 days ago. He was in a boating accident while duck hunting. So they did a vigil for him and stuff. Go lay down, please. Thank you, baby. Go on. Get up there. I know. Was he in your spot? Oh, okay. Well, that's why you're upset. My dog wants her chair, and the other dog's in it, so she's kind of pissed. So anyhow, we're gonna watch. I'll play the news clip so you guys know, because there's a few of you guys in here who probably did not watch that long ass stream yesterday. It was 8 hours long, so I know there's probably a lot of people who did not get to see it or didn't have a chance to go over it. Yeah, Felony Melanie, his brother was that was sad, wasn't it? I'm gonna play that too. But there's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of things circulating. There's a lot of conspiracy theories and things like that. So, we accept everybody as long as you are respectful. You're welcome to be here. And I always keep the link pinned. Let me go pin it now for anybody that wants to come up and chit chat or add to the conversation or discussion. So there is the link. Let me go pin it. Well, okay, let's get this up playing. Hold on. The only family that has actually like made a statement about this seems to be the brother, um, which his name is Reed, and we'll play that too. Give me just a minute. I'll play one of the news clips from when this happened, and that way you guys kind of get an idea. Because like I said, we went over it yesterday a little bit, but we were live for almost 8 hours, so it kind of got lost in the mix. And so that's why I want to go over this again, because I feel like this is a very important case to go over. And his wife is pregnant currently right now, 31 weeks. And, as we know, Reddit and Facebook groups are going nuts with conspiracy theories and crazy ass things. So with that said, I really hope that, we can make a difference in this case like we have with others. And hopefully we can help this family battle the social media rumors that are gonna, the rumor mill that spins. So if anybody has any information, anybody wants to come up, anybody wants to add to the conversation, that's fine. Like I said, you're welcome to click the link. Let's get we'll play this. This is okay. So this is from like 9 days ago when this happened. I believe they said 10 days ago. So we'll play this one first. This will take us way back to the beginning, and then I will play his the duck calls they did last night and things like that. So.
At 4 and News 13 follow-up crews are still searching at this hour for a boater who disappeared last night near the Little River Jetties.
About 30 minutes ago, SCDNR told us its dive team, as well as the Coast Guard and various crews from Horry County, continue to search for the missing boater. News 13's Claire Purnell reports at the scene.
I'm just off of Sea Mountain Highway, and across the intercoastal waterway behind me, boats have been coming and going all day in search of the 23-year-old man who went missing Thursday evening. According to the North Myrtle Beach Rescue Squad, emergency rescue crews responded to a report of a sinking vessel in the area of North Jetties around 5 p.m. on Thursday. Crews were able to find and rescue one of the passengers. That person's condition is unknown. Crews started their search for the other passenger again early this morning. He was last seen duck hunting on a 16-foot John boat, wearing a camo jacket and khaki pants. We saw people gathered at the boat landing across the waterway. We will continue following the story. Count on us for updates. Reporting in North Myrtle Beach, Claire Purnell, News 13.
First at 6 at this hour, the search is still ongoing for a missing boater from Horry County. Tyler Doyle was last seen a little over a week ago while he was out duck hunting.
Today, that search headed north to Wilmington. News 13's Manny Martinez is live in Wilmington right now. And Manny, what was the search effort like where you are?
Bob, for much of the day, small boats crisscrossed here along the Cape Fear River in Wilmington. Now that the sun has started to set, a few of the boaters have started to return to the landing here where I'm at, but they were out there looking for anything, any clue that could lead them to finding Tyler Doyle.
Hopefully we can get them back home safe.
The search for missing boater Tyler Doyle now extending into its second week. Doyle and one other person were duck hunting last Thursday night before a distress call. The other boater was rescued. The search for Doyle kicked into high gear the following day. The initial search surrounded the Little River Jetties near the incident. It's moved north throughout the week and now into the Wilmington area. Scuba diving expert Chris Logg explains how currents could have pushed Doyle north.
As soon as you get out into the ocean, those wind-driven currents tend to push north along the beach. At a 2-knot current, that's 48 miles in 24 hours. So it's extremely likely that he could be all the way up here in Wilmington.
The search's focal point Friday was the Cape Fear Memorial Bridge. Boaters carefully combed the river for any clues.
So all I'm trying to do is to make his wife proud and his family proud. I know people will miss him and want to see him.
The South Carolina Department of Natural Resources is still on the search, saying teams will be looking until a rescue is made or a body is recovered. Loved ones leading the way posted updates online that they've found decoy ducks they believe belong to Doyle. His pregnant wife, Lakeland, posting, "Just want my other half to come home. Everyone misses you so much, Ty." And it wasn't just people on boats out here today. I met one couple who's been following all of this on Facebook that said they wanted to be a part of it, so they brought out their binoculars to be a part of this search. And now many of the folks that are now going home, they told me that they'll expect to be back out here again tomorrow. Live in Wilmington, Manny Martinez, News 13.
News 13 First Edition, we've learned items belonging to a missing boater out of North Myrtle Beach were found off the coast of Brunswick County. That's according to Oak Island Water Rescue's Facebook page. 23-year-old Tyler Doyle was duck hunting on a 16-foot John boat last week with one other person when that boat started taking on water. He was last seen wearing a camo jacket and khaki pants. Greg Lucas with SCDNR told us earlier this morning officials up in Brunswick County, North Carolina will be in the air and out on the water searching again today. He also says city, county, state, and federal assets are all searching in both North and South Carolina. Count on News 13 as we continue following this developing story. News 13.
So that gives a little bit of a background of what's going on here. So for those or anyone that had missed it or didn't get a chance to see it, the beginning. So he went with his buddy and was duck hunting, and he had some waders on. They actually found the waders, and they found his waders, and they found his money. And let's see, we'll stop sharing for right now. So they found his the waders that he was wearing, which I don't know if you know water waders, then you would know they have dry pockets. So that's how his money was still dry when they found it, when they got to it. Here's some of the pictures that I was able to get. His wife is, again, 31 weeks pregnant. She's under an immense amount of stress, and it's really sad. She's already going through losing, potentially losing her husband. This looks to be like it's Tyler, maybe his father and his brother Reed. But, you know, she's really going through a lot. And there's a lot of people, you know, saying things about her and making up these horrible rumors. You know, just absolute ridiculous rumors, which I believe that's what Kate does. Crime was going over all the Facebook rumors and all the stuff in Facebook that they were saying, all the things on Reddit, because, you know, those kind of people, they just get out of hand and they just let shit roll with it and whatever. You know, and like I said, I'm down for case discussion and to talk, but there's a respectful way to do that as well. You know, accusing his wife of cheating on him. People are they're making death threats. She's been receiving death threats. They said it was a GoFundMe scam. You know, they're saying because of his charges that this is not correct, or just a whole bunch of things. So, and I also want to clear up the charge thing too as well, because me and B Tim tried to clear it up yesterday. But I just want to make sure, like I said, this live isn't going to be as long as yesterday, so I think it'll do a little better. People will be able to get the information, and you know, it won't be lost. So anyhow, here's her sonogram pictures. This is what people are going nuts over this right now, because they're saying that supposedly she's allegedly pregnant by his best friend. That's not true. That is not true at all. That's one of the worst things you could say to her right now. Like I said, her and Tyler were expecting, you know, their first child together, and she's really going through a lot right now. So for anybody to sit here and say, you know, things like that, and compare a fucking thumb, and, you know, it's just ridiculous. People are insane. And I understand, you know, everybody loves a good conspiracy theory. I get it. I do. I get it. I understand that. But yesterday, Duchess was talking to us, and she kind of gave us a little bit of a rundown. So actually, to be upfront and, you know, totally transparent about this, Tyler was charged, I believe, with attempted murder and another charge in a situation that was he lives in a stand your ground state, and a situation had happened in which no one got hurt, no one got murdered, nothing like that. Nothing like that happened at all. The charges were actually dropped. They had nothing to do with nothing to do with this incident or anything else, actually. So the charges were dropped. They were dismissed because, you know, like I said, he didn't murder anybody, he didn't hurt anybody, nothing like that happened. So they were dropped, and they should have been dropped. But you know how the internet is. So, of course, they take this situation and that mugshot from that situation, and they put it with another situation, which is another case. And now the internet is running with this, and they're saying, oh, my God, he wrecked his boat, and he's trying to go take off and start a new life, and he's in witness protection and all this crazy shit. It's only been 10 days. The family's still searching for their loved one. My God. So I'm going to play the video with his brother, which I actually have uploaded on my channel, so that hopefully people will be able to watch that and respect it. You know how they do. They won't, but it's okay. Hopefully they'll try to, you know, the ones that are confused or something like that. Maybe this will help them a little bit. But yeah, we'll play this for you real quick.
Out there now. Tyler Doyle is my.
And I think that, you know, the family is so upset. They're, like I said, they're dealing with a lot as it is. And then to have this happen on top of it, you know, conspiracy theories and crazy things and people saying crazy stuff. And, you know, like I said, I'm down for a case discussion. Like I like to conversate and have case discussion, but I don't like to start rumors and spread them. That's absolutely not okay. So I understand certain creators being upset. I get that. But I was a little upset and I felt a little bit disrespected yesterday that was even brought into my chat. Because it really wasn't necessary and there could have been other ways it could have been handled better. So I don't know. That's how I feel about it. I'm going to let that be because it's done and over with now, but we'll go from here. But, you know, just understand this is fresh for these people. We've been through this. We've watched it, you know, as you know, from outsiders point looking in. We've seen this stuff, you know, we've seen cases get out of hand. We've seen social media do more harm than good. You know, we've seen these things before. These guys are new. They're new to this and they're from the inside, you know, looking out. We're from the outside looking in. So I think that makes a huge difference.
Now. Tyler Doyle is my brother. We've been out here for 10 days looking. Everybody's searching. You know, we're trying to figure everything out, trying to find my brother. The people out here that are keyboard warriors and wanting to talk shit over Facebook or TikTok and just wanting to piece things together as they see it, you know, you guys are not helping the cause. My brother's out there alone by himself. I haven't seen my brother in 10 days. I would like for my brother to come home, and I would like for you people out there to get your story right. Tyler and the boy went hunting on Thursday and went out there to the jetties. I've talked to the boy. Tyler let the boy off on the jetty rocks. Tyler usually goes out there and scares ducks. We've done it 100 times before. That's just how it goes. The waves got up, and out there it changes really quick. And the back of the boat took on water. The boat had a 90 show on the back, which is a heavy motor for that 16-foot John boat. Waves took over the back of the boat and took Tyler with it. Now, we've been searching for this long now, and it's frustrating, you know, not knowing where he is, not knowing what to do. But I know one thing. I know the truth, and people can take it how you want to. My brother's not a felon. My brother's not anything criminal. He's the most genuine, kind-hearted person you will ever meet. And I would like for these things to stop because it's really taking a toll on me and my family, and we can't take this right now. I've been out here for 10 days, waking up every 30 minutes a night, can't sleep, don't want to go home because I'm out here looking for my big brother. To the people that are helping, I want to say thank you for everything and for helping us continue to search and find him and bring him home to his wife and my niece. And it's just, right now, it's taking a toll on everybody, and I don't appreciate the people that are out there spreading rumors. So if that could stop, please, thank you, and it would extremely help my family.
So I think that video kind of speaks for itself. I'm actually going to play another video that he did. He was talking on TikTok last night, kind of explaining how things went, and how things could have happened the way they did, with the boat and stuff. And I'll play that as well. And we can kind of listen to that a little bit. I know there's Nancy Grace just picked up this case, so I know she'll be talking about it if you guys want to get more details. Which I don't know, we don't fuck with Nancy Grace, but I know she just picked this case up, so I know there's going to be a little chattering going on. Let's see. I'll get this other video up. I'm surprised nobody wants to come up and talk to me today. Usually we have people coming up, popping the link. Let's see. We'll get this other video playing here. I was going to watch my nephew today, and he is only 5 months old. 5 months old. Yeah. And, his mama got called off of work, so I didn't have to. So I figured I would come live and chit chat with you guys for a little while and clear this up because yesterday I had quite a few questions and emails. So I wanted to get this cleared up before I got too, before we got too far into it. Cap, you gonna come up and talk to me? What you doing? Get this rolling ready here. We'll start this. We'll get this going, which is basically his brother. This is like I said, the family hasn't done any statements or anything yet. I do know that there's rumors flying like ridiculous. When families are going through this, the last thing they need is to deal with the social media beast. It's the belly of the beast, and that's all they do is, start rumors and run their mouths about shit they know nothing of fucking about, and it causes more stress and more bullshit. And now you have his wife. She can't even stay at home. She can't be in the comfort of her own home because you have people threatening her and making death threats about shit they know nothing, absolutely nothing about. Now, now he's supposedly, because he's gotten this one charge, he now is being looked at like a fucking, criminal. Hello.
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 Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can. Hey, Duchess, how are you, love?
I'm doing fine, Queen Bee. How are you doing? Hey, Cappy.
Hey.
Good. I actually came into your chat and subscribed and stuff. So I
Thank
was
you.
actually going to share your link again today, too, if you don't mind.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But I think people could go to your channel and get more facts from there than from anywhere else at this point, So
I appreciate that.
the live yesterday was almost 8.5 hours. So I wanted to go over some of this stuff real fast because I didn't want it to get lost in that,
Yeah.
But I did see that you guys covered the duck call, the vigil, the candlelight. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I went and watched, and then I shared that as well. And then I was sharing the thing about his brother because he, I think that's important for people to hear that.
Yes, we did play that at the end of my live last night. And of course, then he did go live on TikTok on the case.
Oh, that was
night.
Okay. So I was going to say, I did see that. So that's what I was getting ready to play. Actually, I was just getting ready to put that on.
Yeah, that is, it was really wonderful to hear Reed come out and make a statement to clarify the things that are actually factual. And I think it's very important for people to hear exactly what happened with the boat, because I feel like that people are concerned because they haven't heard the family make a statement. But
Right.
it's because their concern right now is they just want to find Tyler. They don't want to be in front of the media and doing all of that. Their
Yeah,
focus
taking
is
it
just finding their child right now and finding their husband. And so it was really helpful, I think, for Reed to come out and speak. He is a strong young man, and he's very respectful, and it was wonderful to hear him speak.
Absolutely, it was. Hey, True Texan, how are you?
Oh, just fine. I didn't know you were gonna have 3 jump up. You just is like looking for somebody to come up.
Oh no, I wasn't looking for anybody. I just figured, because people click the link and stuff, so it's okay.
I'll say hey and let these ladies talk.
Okay.
Y'all have a good one.
You too, Bag. You gonna stay up here with us? This kid was a duck. I thought you were coming up to talk to us about the boating and the duck hunting and stuff like that. I thought you were coming up to
never see where I'm from. We duck hunt from the banks and duck blinds and stuff, so I don't really understand the getting out on the jetty. And
okay.
It's a whole different deal. So
yeah.
Well, we have a lot of seagrass, tall seagrass that grows out off the marshes, and it's like a natural duck blind to pull your John boat right into that tall seagrass, and you have somebody go out there and scare the ducks, and it's just instead of being in a blind that you have to make on land, like it's just a natural blind to sit out in the seagrass in your boat.
And it is so beautiful. I was looking at some of the pictures. I'm like, oh my God, this is like beautiful. It's God's artwork, but it's gorgeous out there. And then, you know what I mean? Just even the pictures.
Really is.
It's just, I'm like, wow, Then I seen, of course, so, once you fall down a rabbit hole, then when I seen Reed with his TikTok, I went and checked it out. And he was actually duck hunting with one of his buddies as well. The water on the phone. So I'm like, wow, this is like if people have questions. And then I wanted to know, is that blue boat the boat that he was actually in that day?
I don't know that was the John boat. I know that the blue boat, I believe, is a boat that they actually built themselves. But it was really good to hear Reed explain, because when I was speaking to my husband about it, because he's a hunter, and he said to me, why does he have such a heavy motor on the back of a 16-foot John boat? He said it's no wonder that the boat, he goes, it makes perfect sense how this happened. Because if a wave comes and the water got in the back of the boat, it would have automatically put that boat straight up in the air, and Tyler
capsize or pull it, flip
right.
it over.
And so when they found that boat, it was actually standing straight up because it was, because that backside of the boat was underwater because that motor took it down.
That's what he said. He's like, if they do find that, it's going to be flipped completely upside down, or it's going to be, like up and down because the bottom is so heavy. And I'm
that's
like,
right.
No, that's crazy. You just said that because that's exactly what he told me. He's like, we've had trouble with ours when we put a motor too heavy. And I'm like, wow.
Same here. And that's the first thing. And I had asked some of my neighbors because they have fishing charter boats. And when they heard that information, they looked at me and he said, that's problematic. But the other portion that is so important to know is that when Reed inspected the boat, when it was recovered, the gas line, because one of the things that my husband had said also, something to think about for anyone who does know about John boats, it has a drain, a plug in the bottom of that boat. And he said if the boat was taken on water, he could have started up the engine and took off and all of that water would have drained out. But that didn't happen. And the reason why is because when Reed looked at the boat, he saw that the gas line was dry rotted. So the motor didn't start.
Yeah, usually if it's coming in the back, like you said,
that's the boat we're talking about. That's similar. I don't know if that's the exact one, but this is similar to, I'm believing, what he was in. So it kind of gives a little bit of an idea of how the back could be heavier. You know what I mean? And so if the waves come up, it gives you an idea of how things happened. By a visual of looking at this, how the boat's up. So all it would take is one good sized wave. And when he comes out of the, what was it? The little, here, we'll go over to it. What was it? The Little Rock or what what was that called? Where he comes out of that right into the ocean?
The Little River Inlet.
Little River Inlet. Yes.
Mhm. I saw somebody said, "Do people eat ducks?" They do.
Damn straight.
Oh heck yeah, yeah, hell
It's
yeah.
all in how you fix it. It is kind of a gamey taste, but it's all in how you brine it and prepare it. It's all about the preparation.
So you don't think they could get what you're saying? You didn't think they could get the boats started back up because of the gas?
Right, because the gas line, when Reed looked at it, he saw that the gas line was actually dry rotted. And he was like, I'm wondering if, he tried to start the motor and maybe, once it had gone underwater and, there was just no chance of that. The boat taking on water in the back, he said, I don't even know if he realized that gas line was dry rotted. And for the friend to say that he lost sight of Tyler, well, if the boat's standing up in the water like that, yeah, he's probably not going to see him. It's just such an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, it really
But
is.
we
It's
have a lot of
sad.
people out here today. The weather is 61 degrees. And we have people that are on the beaches, people walking the inlets today. I've seen people in the air. I know we have divers that are out in the ocean today. We have dive teams that are coming in. There's people all the way down to Pawleys Island, which is on the south end, just south of Myrtle Beach, all the way up to Curie Beach in North Carolina, that are working diligently to search. And the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources is still working actively on this search. Even though North Myrtle Beach Rescue suspended their search, the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources is still active on this search.
Oh, good. Okay, because I heard the Coast Guard, had said that they were done, or that they called their
Yes, the
search
Coast Guard
off.
was done. Yeah, right. The Friday before, but the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources is still active on this.
So Little River runs right here into the, where it says Bird Island. Is this so he was down in here, correct?
Right. That is the opening to the inlet, and it's right on the North Carolina, South Carolina line.
Yes. So the way he explained it, from what I gathered, which I could be wrong, but that's what I'm going to ask you right now while we're on here before I play it, just for clarification before we put it on. But the way Reed explained it was he came out of the Little River Inlet here, and he came to on my screen, it'd be the right-hand side towards the line there. And he said when he did, to make that turn, when he first came out, that's where the water, had basically went over and took him down right there.
Yeah, the boat was actually found, I believe, straight out, just about almost 2 miles straight out where you've got your mouse. It was directly right out there when they recovered it.
So they found the boat, the waiters, the money, and anything else? Did they find a jacket?
Well, the waiters were actually on up towards Holden Beach, which is just north of there. And that was actually his aunt. I know that, there's a lot of misinformation, of course, going around. People are saying that Josh Johnson is the only one who is reporting anything or finding any of the things, and that's not true. His aunt and lots of other people are out searching on boats as well, and the waiters were actually found separate of the decoys out in the ocean just further up north, which they're lighter, so they're going to travel faster and farther.
Absolutely. But so he now, see, when he said he made the call, I think it'll be good for people to hear this, because I think a lot of people are still kind of confused as to how this happened and why was he calling his friend instead of the Coast Guard. But I think he called his friend to call the Coast Guard, didn't he?
Correct. Yeah, he called out to his friend to say that the boat was taking on water. And, I think there's also some discussion about why the friend was dry on the jetty. So that meant that he was never in the boat. And that's not true. He would have dropped his friend off at the jetty, but he did have to when they rescued him, he did have to come out about 100 feet in the water to get to the rescue boat, because that rescue boat can't come into where the jetty is because it's all giant, jagged rocks.
Right.
And
yeah.
so,
And
yeah.
so people don't understand that if they're not there and they're not seeing it, they just come up with their own stuff. And that's where
Right.
these.
And that's why, you know, I wanted to give people a visual on my lives, you know, to exactly what that area is like, because it's extremely dangerous out there, guys.
Yeah, it is. And I don't think people realize how dangerous it can be.
Yeah, if you went in on a Google Earth picture, and that's what I did on one of my lives. I actually went on Google Earth and got in close to that area, and I think people were pretty. It was eye-opening. People were like, I didn't realize the area that, you know, that we were dealing with until you actually get closer up and start looking. See, if you see the line, those are all rocks, by the way.
Right here,
where
right?
you see the line, yes. Those are large, jagged rocks.
And I don't think people realize that. And so, you know what I mean? That this is how, you know, the terrain here is not, here I can go in a little bit further, you know, like even to show you guys, like she's saying, you know, you can't just pull your boat up there, you know, look at these rocks.
Yeah, and the jetty where this is all taking place is actually back up on in the inlet. So that rip current, it's really, it's, the water is very rough out there. And so the boat probably got washed out. Yes, and he was probably back up on one of these little channels up in here. If you go back up, well, that's, you know, that's in North Carolina. He could have been on any one of these little channels that's back up into the waterway, going back up towards Little River. You know, they go out into these little areas. If you go back up into the left side of the screen, that's not, if you follow that inlet back up in there, you can see all of these little channel islands. There's Goat Island, there's Mink Island, there's all of these little places that they will, you know, go back up in, you know, to the left. And so it could have happened in any one of these little areas out in here. This is all marsh areas that have these grassy areas in them. So it's likely it happened where the battery is, where you are there more towards the inlet.
Yeah, I was just showing kind of like some of the terrain here where it's, you know what I mean, where it's like the marsh, where people can, you know, you can see like it's, so it would be hard, you know what I mean, with them to.
And there's a lot of sandbars in there too. So when it's low tide, like we've had last year, we had the rescue team had to rescue 8 people out in the inlet because they ran their boat over a sandbar and wrecked it. And they were out in the water. And they had to go out there and rescue all 8 people, because people that aren't familiar with the water, they don't sometimes know exactly where to keep their boats in because they're not familiar with the area. And that's why making sure when you have your boat out in areas like this that you're taking every precaution, that you're not speeding, that you're staying in between the buoys, and that you know the rules and regulations of the area to prevent accidents like that from happening. So, because it can be very dangerous.
They're asking why he didn't have his life jacket on, but you know what? There's a lot of people who go out there, myself included, who don't wear a life jacket because I can swim. I think I'm all right. I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, they just have it on the boat. They just keep them on the boat. So, and like I said, when they did take the boat out of the water, they did notice that there was, when they counted the life jackets, there was a life jacket that was missing, and it wasn't with the friend. So they were thinking, well, if he was able to get the waders off, maybe there's a chance that he put it on. Now, we don't know that for sure, but we're just hoping that because that life jacket's missing and it hasn't been recovered, that maybe there's a possibility that he knew there was a situation where he could be in a dire strait, and he needed to immediately get that life jacket on. So, however, we don't know that. So
that's tough.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Ellie, how are you?
Hey, how's it going? So was he in that inlet? is that where he in like the is that where the marshes are? They're like
Yes.
more. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
because
that's what I
I
thought.
live on the inlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he could have like gone. I mean, if he were to survive that, he could be somewhere in that area. Right? Is that where they're looking mostly?
They have searched all of this area, and there's still people out there today searching. We have went out there and searched in some of these areas. Some of this is not accessible by foot. In South Carolina, there's something called airboats. Airboats are lighter boats that can get back into some of these marshes and areas. But in South Carolina, you have to have permission from the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources in order to take an airboat back in those areas. They're illegal. In North Carolina, they have different regulations. So the airboats may be permissible in some of those channels and marshes, but in
Because it's right
South
on the
Carolina,
border.
they're not legal. You have to get explicit permission from the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources to put those airboats out there.
But they are handy in a situation like
They
this.
sure are. And I'm hoping that they have given permission to people who have requested that have those that want to search.
Because that goes right over the marshes, right? They could like
Mhm.
kind of
Mhm.
fly. They almost fly, kind of.
Correct. And I'm
Yeah.
hoping that they are going to allow people to use drones, because I think that is an asset that we definitely need to have at this point to fly over areas that are not accessible by foot or boat.
Definitely.
I mean, it's been 11 days, guys.
Yeah. It's tough. Like every
It
day
is.
makes it more.
It is. And I think a lot of the locals here are concerned because recently, I don't know if you guys follow anything about OSearch, but OSearch tracks a lot of fish and great white sharks. And of course, this is migration season here off the coast of the Atlantic. And this is the time of year where great white sharks are migrating from Florida to the north.
Oh gosh. So
And
they come
back and
through this
forth.
area.
And they have spotted 5 currently off of the North Carolina, South Carolina coast because they have trackers on them.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I just got an update about it again yesterday. They were between Carolina Beach and North Myrtle Beach. There were 5 that were tracked since February the 1st, just outside of where I live in the ocean. They were north of there in North Carolina, and now they are directly in front of Myrtle Beach going towards Charleston.
Kind of right in this area.
So we have to look at all of the possibilities, as much as I hate to say that, because we all know what lives in the ocean. We can't avoid that situation.
Yeah.
I just hope and pray that isn't a factor. And that's all we can do at this point because we don't really know. That's why it's so important to try to find Tyler.
Yeah. They need some kind of closure no matter what it is at this point.
The family needs that much.
Yeah. Just like when they disappear, it's just, it's too hard for them to,
Okay, so where can I find the original to this so it's easier to play?
I think when I saw that after I was there for the live that Reed did, I went back to the TikTok and it was taken down. I did not see it up there any longer.
Okay, well,
however, I believe that it is posted in the group that I admin for.
Which I tried to get in that or something. I don't know what's going on, but it wouldn't even take me to it. So I don't know if it's like a private group right now or.
It is private. You can send a request, but you do have to make sure that you answer all of the questions. And I think they are declining people that are in these other groups that are sharing the misinformation because the family has requested that they want to keep the misinformation out of the group that they are supporting to share factual information.
Absolutely.
What if the
Well, that's
person's
all
just
on
in
here
the
doing
group?
this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What if the person's just in the group and not sharing information? Are they still denying?
I can't speak for the other admins.
Okay.
I just know that they are, because it's hard to say. We can't. I mean, we have 70 plus thousand people. We have right now. We have about 2,000 requests.
Okay.
It's hard to go
Oh,
to
yeah.
every person's profile to see if they've posted something.
For sure. For sure. I
So
didn't
I
realize
just have let people know, listen, if you want to get factual information, the best bet is you don't have to be in multiple groups.
Right.
If you really just want to know what the facts are and you're not just there for the drama and the crazy, then you don't really need to necessarily be in those other groups because
Well, yeah, I know, but some people sometimes people feel like it's helpful to pay attention to said misinformation to debunk and shut them down. You know what I mean? So I was just like throwing that out there.
Right. And I understand that.
What rumors and what's going on and who's, you know what I mean? Where it's coming from or what, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's easier to put it together that way or debunk it that way. It's just,
I can't make any promises.
Because
they have the rules that have been laid out and
70K is a lot of people to keep.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's
Yeah,
a big ass group.
That's a huge group. And I was just saying that because that's a lot of what we do over here at Debunk.
Yeah, and the admins are working really hard to try to cut down on the things. A lot of people are angry because they're not allowed to post certain things, but it's because the family has, said we just don't want people sharing duplicates of things. If something's already been posted about and somebody, we don't want the same post being shared 47 times.
Right.
If it's already been posted, we'll decline a post. But we have a lot of people that have come in saying really hateful things that we've had to decline. So we have a new set of rules, and if people are not answering all of the questions, then your request will be declined because it is part of the process. You must answer all the questions and agree that if you don't follow the rules, that you will be removed from the group.
I mean, it's not too much to
Because it's a lot. It's a lot for us to handle all of the stuff that's going on over there. So, and I just appreciate everyone that has that respects what we're trying to do to support the family.
That was my point of doing this because, like I said, the live yesterday, I felt really bad for Kate because she tried to, she got on there. I think she got a case, basically it was dumped in her lap. She went on there and read the comments and stuff, not realizing that those were, it's only been 10 days. So I don't think she realized that so many rumors and crazy stuff was going on. I just don't think, you know what I'm saying? She realized that the wife was pregnant. I don't know. I didn't get to see her video, but she was just really hurt. You know what I mean? She was really upset that there was a lot of people that were upset with her. It was really,
Yeah, they went way hard at like her for reading, and that's just not fair. She's really reasonable. If anybody knows Kate, like Kate is really reasonable and kick back and does not like to spread misinformation and say things are fact or accuse anybody of anything like that. So
at all. Yeah, she's not.
Sure. And I told Kate I didn't have a problem with her. I just, when I saw the video, I saw Sleuth Mom, in the comments. And the only thing that I said to her was, I just, out of respect for the family, if you could just not, promote anything that is misinformation, they would be appreciative. And, and obviously I don't think that was really her intention to do that. And I appreciate, all that she did. And she seems like she's really trying to, just get the correct information.
Yeah.
And that's really all the family wants.
Well, yeah. And I mean, that's kind of the whole reason, that's kind of the whole reason we got involved because, when we heard that was going on and that they were fighting social media already, and it's only been 10 days, that's going to get way worse for them, So, like I said, we're outsiders looking in. We're not the insiders looking out, but we've seen this happen time and time again. We've seen families go to social media for help and be attacked. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it's really sad that they even have to deal with this and that she's getting death threats. And like I said, there's just, I feel like people are trying to debunk it, but they're not being heard. So that's where I was like, you know what, we got to step up and try to help with this and get this misinformation corrected as much as we can.
Now, if you don't have that video, I could go over and grab that video. I'll need to get on my laptop and I could share that video.
I got it. You here? I'll pull it up now.
You do have it? Okay, good.
Yeah, the one from TikTok last night, right? The interview that you're talking about, right?
The interview that he did.
Yeah. Oh, it's an interview. Okay, so I didn't know. Oh, hold on. Let me pause this. Yeah, so it's I have it pulled up here. Let me see.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Quit messing with me here.
Even Captain Kirk showed up talking about Kate. He's like, don't mess with me.
Uh-oh. I was going to say, look, Captain Kirk is eating back.
It's like the people have radar. It's so funny.
Right.
He's like, who's messing with my girl?
That's right. He loves us some Kate.
I have a question for Duchess. Duchess, that's your name, right?
Yes.
It's help find Tyler Doyle with 76K, right?
That's us. Yes.
Okay, because there's one that has 82K that's help find Tyler Doyle debunked.
Yeah, not the debunked. That's not us. That is the other group. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I've not been able to get over there very much because I have other work to do. So.
All right. All right, we're about to play this. I don't know. It's not even moving for the screen won't even move for me, but I'm just gonna play it anyways.
Okay.
It was getting close to the end of the season. They wanted to go hunt and find some birds that they haven't really killed yet. And at the jetties out there in North Myrtle, you have all different types of birds flying. You can kill teal, mallard, just about anything out there. Well, when they set out, they left from the Johnny Causey boat landing, which is where we all stayed to put the boats out and things to help search for them. But they left from there, went to the jetties, and I've seen my brother do this before. He let the boy that was with him on the rocks, right? And after that, he usually goes out and he'll scare the ducks up for us to shoot,
Mm-hmm.
And at this time, it was just them two on the hunt. And so Tyler went out, scaring the ducks up and things, and the boat motor turned off. And if you know it, the waves out there, they can change in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Like we went out today, and when we went out, the waters were calm, and we weren't there for more than maybe 10, 15 minutes, and it went from calm, maybe 1 foot waves to over 8 foot waves. But we had a big boat. But anyways.
So just kind of look at this map right here. So they left from South Carolina, right?
Yeah. All right. So if you scroll down just a little bit, the other way.
This way.
No. Keep the mouth, the jetty rock mouth right there.
Okay.
You see where it leads into the ocean?
Yes.
So the buoy was right there in the middle of where it curves and where it ends. So if you go up just a little bit with the cursor.
Up here?
Yeah, and down to your right. He was on that side of the jetty rock.
Okay.
So Tyler went out. Went out of the mouth here and circled to if you were looking at it from like on the screen, he would go to the right side. But went all out there and, scared the ducks up. And like I said, the waters can change out there instantly. And where the jetty is, it has a drop off. So it goes down and then back up. And so when he did that, the waters were changing and starting to get a little bit rough. And as he was trying to come in, the boat motor turned off. And the waves kept going. So when the boat motor turned off, the waves came over the back of the boat, and the boat started filling with water. And with the John boat, the way a John boat is, so the back of it's mostly hollow, and you have maybe a few compartments, but the front has a hollow casing in it, where you put your life jackets and things. So it's basically like an air pocket. So when the boat took on water and started filling up, I don't know if Tyler bailed or what happened, but he, as y'all could see I'm probably sure y'all have seen things on Facebook, correct?
Yeah, we've seen the Facebook group. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I believe he had gotten his waders off as the boat was sinking, because he had made a phone call to the boy on the rocks, which was the one that was with him. And he said the boat turned off and won't start. Call for help. And he called my cousin Jimmy, which I'm not going to say his last name, but he called my cousin Jimmy, and my cousin Jimmy told him, get your waders off, get your life jacket on. And we found his waders with his wallet. They were unstrapped, so we do believe he got his waders off in time. But that's after the motor turned off is when the boat started to take on water. I believe. I don't know because I wasn't there, you know what I mean? Taking the information that I was given from the person that was with him. But after that, the current was so strong that it had taken the boat from the south side of the jetty, which is where it turned off, and had taken the boat almost half a mile out in front of the jetty rocks.
So this way?
Yeah. Right there is where the boat ended up, and it went down right at the end of the south jetty is where the boat turned off. So if you go up and you see where the mouth is right there, where it leads into the ocean?
Right here?
Yeah. So right in between there's a, I guess it's like a marker or something. It's like a post coming out of the water. The boat turned off in between that and the jetty rock. And that was his last location on his phone.
Wow. So that definitely helps clear some things up, because we were looking further up this way.
Yes, ma'am. See, right there is where the boat went down, and the current was so strong that it had pulled it over half a mile out almost.
So could his friend visually see him, or he wasn't in his eyesight?
Well, his friend was on the North Jetty rock, and after he had scared the ducks up from the other side of the North rock, he went over to the south side to scare up more. And that's when the waves started. I believe the waves started getting big, and that's like today when we went out. The waves, they get so big that you can barely see a big boat going through them. So we were in an offshore boat today, and the waves were almost over, 8 foot. It was bad. We had to turn around and go back. But the boy said that the last thing he saw was Tyler out there standing up in the boat trying to get it crunk. And then after that, he, I guess that's when the wave started crashing over the boat, and it had taken it down. And
so
then,
what?
I'm sorry.
So the boat was found here. What about any of the things in the boat or things like that?
So we actually went and looked at the boat the other day because Cito had went out there and gotten it.
Mm-hmm.
So when we looked at the boat, we looked at the motor and everything. So from where the boat had been sitting straight up because it has that air pocket, the nose of the boat was all that was sticking out.
Okay.
And where it had been doing that, it's not as deep as you would think right there.
So that's all that was visible above the water was the nose.
Yeah,
of the boat.
just the nose of the boat. It was straight up and only the nose was sticking out.
That clears up some other things that we've heard too.
Yes, ma'am. But like I was saying, when we looked at the boat, we checked, the motor and everything like that. What I looked and what I saw on the motor was the gas line that led to from the gas tank to the motor
Mm-hmm.
was dry rotted. And the way this boat is, it doesn't have a steering wheel, right? It has a tiller handle where you move it with your hand.
Okay.
And I guess with the hose being dry rotted and all the movement, it actually broke the hose off of the fuel connector on the engine. So that's how I believe that's what happened when the motor turned off. It was not getting fuel.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you think this sounds like a perfect logical explanation to me. Why do you think there's so much misconception about this?
I believe it's because people, like I'm sure you've seen in many other cases, people like to gain fame off of somebody else's suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I believe it is. Because I'll be honest with you, we do not need any money. We have actually tried to give the money back to the people that have sent it to us, and they will not take it. Like, we have offered everyone, well, whatever you sent, we will send you back. We don't need it.
Who started the GoFundMe?
One of Lakeland's friends, actually.
Right, trying to help them.
On that Thursday, because it was getting close to the end of the season, they wanted to go hunt and find some birds that they haven't really killed yet. And at the jetties out there in North Myrtle, you have all different types of birds flying. You can kill teal, mallard, just about anything out there. Well, when they set out, they left from the Johnny Causey boat landing, which is where we.
Is he starting over? Is this or is he still going from? I can't see the thing because it's not moving at the bottom. My screen won't move. So is he still? Or do I need to change it over? Is there another part of this, or is that all of the interview? Duchess?
Well, when he at the very end of the interview, he basically thanks them.
Oh, okay. So we need to go on this one then. I just wanted to make sure it didn't start over. I went to go get a pop. I came back in and it sounded like we just heard him talk about this. So I just wanted to make sure it didn't start over and I didn't need to switch, like part 2 or whatever.
Yeah, I think he's given a lot of good information so far.
Oh, he is. He really is. I didn't even want to get up and go in the other room. So I was like, oh my God, did I just miss the end of it and go to part 2?
I'm hoping that this is clearing up a lot of things for people that are listening to this or that are on the replay gang or that are in the chat right now, because this is critical to know. Absolutely. These pieces of information that, we didn't know all of these little pieces in the beginning, but this is important.
And the longer this goes on, the more, updates, the long, hopefully it doesn't go on a very long time at all. Like I hope he's found ASAP, but hopefully the family will be able to give an update once they get settled and they're able to,
Yeah, Deet says she thinks there's like 4 parts. Do you think is there 4 different, Deets, when I was listening to this live last night, it was taken down afterwards. So I mean, is it going to just play consecutively because I don't know that I've ever went back and watched a TikTok live afterwards. So I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, I know there's a lot of people that recorded it. That's where I got this from because people recorded it. You know what I mean? But I just don't know how long TikTok videos can play. You know, like are they 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes? You know what I mean? Like
they're 3 minutes, but now there's ones that are longer. But I'm not sure if every creator has that access. It might be. I'm not really positive, but lives get taken down right away unless someone clips them.
Deets, is there any way you can send it to me? She said 10 minutes max. So the one I downloaded earlier was in 4 section. It was 10 minutes max. So I think we're probably getting close to this. We'll finish and see. Let's finish this.
Okay.
This might be the whole thing.
Where we all stayed to put the boats out and things to help search for them. But they left from there, went to the jetties, and I've seen
This kind of does sound like a repeat.
Boy that was with him on the rocks, right? And after that, he usually goes out and he'll scare the ducks up for us to shoot. You know?
Yeah, I feel like he said that already.
Yeah, this sounds like a repeat of what we've already. So Deets, we might need the other 3.
Here, let me see if we can. I was gonna say, let me go see if I can have the other. I mean, people sent me a bunch of emails with this in it, so I just clicked the links earlier, and this is what it brought up, but it won't let me move. You know, it won't let me even move the screen, so I don't know why it's doing that, but let's see if we can type this in. Tyler Doyle. What was it? Do you know the name of the girl that did the interview?
I believe the name of the TikTok is On the Case.
Okay, let's see if she's got it up. Nope, it's
because it wasn't up last night. So I figured that someone that posted it in our group must have screen recorded.
Yeah, that's
the live.
Yep. So, okay, let's see here. Okay, here's part 2. Okay, found it. Bam, got it.
Bam.
Bam.
Right, so, bam, bam. Okay. Let's see here. Then we got part 1, part 2, part 3. Let's see. We'll go to this girl here. She's got all of them. Seems to be. She's got all of these here. Okay. So we heard 1 here. We'll go on to number 2 then, because we heard part 1 already, and that was playing. I think maybe let's see if we. Okay.
And everything. So from where the boat had been sitting straight up because it has that air pocket, the nose of the boat was all that was sticking out.
Okay. Did we hear this yet? Because this is part 2.
Where it had been doing that, it's not as deep as you would think right there.
So this is, she's got this listed as part 2, but this is a different video than the first one I played. So did he talk about the boat being up already did I miss that? Okay, we'll just play it anyhow.
So that's all that was visible above the water was the nose.
Yeah, just the nose of the boat. It was straight up and only the nose was sticking out.
That clears up some other things that we've heard too.
Yes, ma'am. But like I was saying, when we looked at the boat, we checked, the motor and everything like that. What I looked and what I saw on the motor was the gas line that led to it, from the gas tank to the motor, was dry rotted. And the way this boat is, it doesn't have a steering wheel, right? It has a tiller handle where you move it with your hand.
Okay.
And I guess with the hose being dry rotted and all the movement, it actually broke the hose off of the fuel connector on the engine. So that's how I believe that's what happened when the motor turned off. It was not getting fuel.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you think there's This sounds like a perfect logical explanation to me. Why do you think there's so much misconception about this?
I believe it's because people, like you've seen in many, I'm sure you've seen in many other cases, people like to gain fame off of somebody else's suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I believe it is. Because
That's tragedy, pimp.
Yes, ma'am.
Money and fame off someone else's tragedy and misfortune.
Because I'll be honest with you, we do not need any money. We have actually tried to give the money back to the people that have sent it to us, and they will not take it. Like, we have offered everyone, well, whatever you sent, we will send you back. We don't need it.
Who started the GoFundMe?
One of Lakeland's friends, actually.
Right, trying to help them out, right?
Yes,
More
yes.
than
Yes,
or
ma'am.
were they trying to give money for the research to find him?
Exactly. And also that money was going to the people that came out to help, or gas, food, anything that they needed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Can I
did
ask a
any of
question?
it get dispersed?
Yes, ma'am. We have actually tried to give people money, and they will not let us give it to them.
Oh, you mean the people that are volunteering to come out?
Yes, ma'am. We have offered gas and everything.
Okay,
We've offered,
so that probably is what started it, the GoFundMe, right?
yes, ma'am. I believe that's what people are taking this misinformation and trying to say that we're taking money and just running away.
Right. That
Okay, I have a
happens to a
question.
lot of people when they do a GoFundMe. People start questioning it. But, you can understand that because there are lots of people that don't come up there truthfully. So this is where it started, probably.
Yes, ma'am. And like I said, we don't need any of the money.
Right.
This money that has been sent to us has come from people that want to help.
Right. Okay, I just have one quick question. I'll let you finish answering your question, CMAS. Okay.
I'm finished.
By the way, hi, Allie. So the guy that came from Texas with the dog, was he able to?
The Ryan Champion guy?
Yeah, although that's not his real name, I think. Yes.
Yeah, so here's a little insight on that. I have a cousin his name is John. He has over 20 years military experience and has been working with dogs for 10 of those years. He's a certified handler, and his dog is also certified in finding people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with this guy, he said his dog was certified in training or tracking. I'm sorry. Well, come to find out, we haven't seen the guy down here. We've tried to call him. We tried to call him, tried to get up with him. He didn't answer the phone. And
wow.
We've actually gotten a call from his father saying that he is not to be trusted.
Okay. No, that's okay.
And like I'm just going to tell you guys this now. I have no reason to lie about anything.
Oh, I wouldn't think so.
My big brother is out there, and we're out there constantly every day trying to find him.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no reason to lie. And we don't need any handouts from anybody. We don't need the money. We just want to find him.
You need your brother. Yeah.
Exactly.
How are your parents doing? How are they doing?
So mom and dad have been out there with us every day.
Wow.
We're trying to get out on boats. We've been out on boats. We've been everywhere that we can be. I actually went yesterday and rode all day in an airplane just to see if we could see anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we flew over the ocean and everything. But yes, my mom and dad have been out there every day, nonstop, and I have no problem providing you guys with video evidence of us being out there every day.
There's no need for that. We understand.
So as far as the search and rescue, what part are they focusing in on now?
Well, at first, the Coast Guard, they said they were going to go out there and, you know, not stop until they find them, but they called off the search after, I think it was maybe a day and a half. They actually claimed on their Facebook that they searched for 48 hours when in fact they searched for, I believe it was 25.
Mm. So has your family like reached out to them why that they claim one thing, but you know they did it something different?
We have tried, and that's just like today. We actually had to talk to the DNR about the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
See, because this is the thing, right where, see the North Carolina, South Carolina line right there?
Yeah.
This is where it gets hard, is because it's switching from one jurisdiction to another.
Oh, okay. I see where he's talking about.
Right.
Okay.
That's another thing, because you have SC DNR and NC DNR. And you got to think the South Carolina DNR works on the South Carolina side and North Carolina works on North Carolina side.
What's the DNR, please?
The DNR,
Uh-huh.
Department of Natural Resources.
Okay. Okay. And there are different regulations for both of them?
I
Yes.
believe they, because, you know, they can't cross, they
Right.
can't cross each other's jurisdiction, you know what I mean?
Right. And you don't know where he is, so you don't know. I mean, it could be a variety of places with the current.
Yes, exactly. Because with that night, you know, with the people being there, I don't exactly know how long it took them to get out there. Because by the time we were called, but by the time me and the family were called, they had actually told us that they had both of them.
They had both.
They had found both people?
That's what they told us. And when we got there, we asked them, you know, where's Tyler? And they said they haven't found him.
Oh, wow.
But they notified you they had?
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
So it was just the two though, right?
Yes, ma'am. It was just them on the water.
But they said they didn't find his brother. They found the other guy, right?
Yes, ma'am. They said they had both of them, but we got there and the only person that we saw was the other boy that was with him and everything. So from where the boat had been sitting straight up, because it has that air pocket, the nose of the boat was all that was sticking out.
Okay.
And where it had been doing that, it's not as deep as you would think right there.
So that's all that was visible above the water was the nose.
Yeah, just the nose of the boat. It was straight up and only the nose was sticking out.
All right, time to go to part 3.
To get out there, because by the time we were called, but by the time me and the family were called, they had actually told us that they had both of them.
They had both.
They had found both people?
That's what they told us. And when we got there, we asked them, you know, where's Tyler? And they said they haven't found him.
Oh, wow.
But they notified you they had?
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
So it was just the two though, right?
Yes, ma'am. It was just them on the water.
But they said they didn't find his brother. They found the other guy, right?
Yes, ma'am. They said they had both of them, but we got there, and the only person that we saw was the other boy that was with him.
Oh,
And after
wow.
that,
And
they actually told us that they were still looking for him.
do you know that other boy very well?
Well, I don't know him like very very well, but we have been. When me and my brother went hunting in Georgetown, we hunted there with him.
Okay, so you've been on the water with him before,
Yes, ma'am.
and you wouldn't expect anything from him, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
He actually sent me a message the other night. Said he wanted to talk to me and my dad about the whole situation. And we sat on the phone for probably 3 hours discussing everything.
One thing I want to say to you,
Okay.
you're a very strong young man to be able to sit up here and talk like you are, as young as you are. And I mean, it's admirable. I don't know how many people could do like this. You make me want, I mean, I'm just teary thinking about how hard this is for you. But you came on here and you want the story out from your side, and this is the best way to do it, really, from your own mouth.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And I'll be honest with you, it's hard for me to get on here and talk about these things, because it's just the situation and everything. But I want people to know
Right.
the truth, so that
Right.
like the comments online, the death threats, they've gone as far as giving us death threats.
Ooh.
Who are these people? Just online
random
trolls?
people. Just random
Okay.
people on Facebook.
Do you have protection?
Yes, ma'am. We have protection.
Good.
I just have one last question. I'm sorry. It just came up in my head. And I know this is hard. I really do. But I just want to ask you this one question that a lot of people have asked. And it's the phone ping from the racetrack.
Yes, sir. Yes. So my brother's wife has his Facebook. And the way I don't believe she's been on there. I don't. But the way it can work is, if somebody tags you in something in a post,
Right.
it can do that as well, saying he checked in that somebody tagged him.
Right.
Right. Thank you.
That makes sense because my husband just traveled to Florida from North Carolina and he checked me in Florida.
Exactly.
So that I understand what you're saying there.
And that's just like, I want to go ahead and clear this up with you guys too. I know I'm sure you've seen the thing to get out there, because by the time we were called, but by the time me and the family were called, they had actually told us that they had both of them.
They had both.
They had found both people?
That's what they told us. And when we got there, we asked them, where's Tyler? And they said they haven't found him.
Oh, wow.
But they notified you they had?
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
So it was just the two though, right?
Yes, ma'am. It was just them on the water.
But they said they didn't find his brother. They found the other guy, right?
Yes, ma'am. They said they had both of them, but we got there, and the only person that we saw was the other boy that was with him.
Oh,
and after
wow.
that, they actually told us that they were still looking for him.
Do you know that other boy very well?
Well, I don't know him like very very well, but we have been. When me and my brother went hunting in Georgetown, we hunted there with him.
Okay, so you've been on the water with him before,
Yes, ma'am.
and you wouldn't expect anything from him, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
He actually sent me a message the other night. said he wanted to talk to me and my dad about the whole situation.
Mhm.
And we sat on the phone for probably 3 hours discussing everything.
One thing I want to say to you,
Okay.
you very strong young man to be able to sit up here and talk like you are, as young as you are. And
Mhm.
I mean, it's admirable. I don't know how many.
And that's just like I want to go ahead and clear this up with you guys too. I know I'm sure you've seen the thing about the mugshot being posted around.
I think it's
Oh,
playing
the
over and over
2022,
against
the 2020
Queen.
incident that was dropped.
Exactly.
Okay, that one.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and explain this to you guys.
Okay.
We had 3 people come to our house saying they were going, excuse my language, but saying they were going to beat my ass and make my family watch.
Mhm.
So they got here on my property past no trespassing signs. And as I'm sure you guys know, South Carolina is a stand your ground state.
Mhm.
So they started letting off shots and we shot back. And when they finally got out of there, they called the police on us saying we just started shooting at them. So the police came back to our house and took my dad and my brother to jail and pinned I believe it was 3 counts of attempted murder on them.
Mhm.
They were out the next day and we had to go to court for that. And the charges were dismissed or dropped, as people would say, due to the stand your ground law,
Mhm.
because we were acting in self-defense.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sure you guys, if somebody came to your house saying those threats, what would you do?
The same.
Do you know
exactly
these
what
people?
you did.
Yeah, I know these people that came
And did you know that did y'all have words against each other or something?
So the way it started, I never, when I started high school, I started at the place where I live, and then I moved to another school down near the Conway area. But I never had, arguments with these people, never tried to fight with them or any.
Reed, I think you're muted.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
Reed, you're
That's okay.
muted.
And you don't have to tell this whole story if you don't want to.
You only tell what you're.
Don't feel pressured.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I'd rather not get into that, but I
That's
told
okay.
y'all what
So the
that
main
case and
main
stuff.
point from that is it was dropped and it was, under the stand your ground, which, if someone came to my home and me and my family felt threatened, it would probably go the same way that you explained that situation.
Yeah, I just want the truth to be out there because I'm tired of the comments.
Absolutely.
And you know what I mean?
And I was going to see, are you okay with us, whatever you've said to us, that's what we're going to take as fact. So if we were to respond to someone's question, when we're continuing to spread awareness about this, are you okay with us using the information that you've given to answer those questions?
As long as any information is not twisted or turned in some way,
right?
I'm completely fine with that because I want the truth to get out there. I want things to be said so that people stop this stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
Have you interviewed
never...
wait, Pete. Have you interviewed with any TV or radio or anything to get the truth out there?
No, ma'am. And we haven't done anything with the news and things because we don't want, and I'm sure you guys wouldn't want any personal information coming out. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you guys had a family member missing, you wouldn't want that to be all over the news and stuff like that. I mean, of course, we won't help them things, but we don't want it spread like a wildfire across, South Carolina, North Carolina. You know what I mean?
Right.
But do you think
Because
your own voice being interviewed with your own like we've let you talk, we haven't really asked you, well, that last question might have been too personal, but if you could do the same thing Or do you have an attorney or something that's advising you?
We have an attorney, but he's not advising at the moment.
Okay. I mean, I just
We
want to
just
make
want-
sure, you want to clear it up, but you can't,
Yes, ma'am.
you got to clear it up. You can't do it word by mouth because people, like you say, twist your words. And that's what you
Exactly.
don't want.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
But
think if y'all were, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, like, if y'all were comfortable, I think, like, if you could sit down with your attorney and state just the facts just about that incident. So then that's what people need to go off of. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we can all agree that all of this unnecessary speculation is just unnecessary and it's hurtful. But I think, yeah, I think if, that is the only thing that y'all could provide, if you provided anything, I feel like it would help.
Yes, because you have helped yourself tonight by talking
Absolutely.
to 8.6K people. You got the word out there.
Right.
Yes,
And we
ma'am.
will never twist that information. I promise you that.
Yes, ma'am. It's just hard for us, with our family and everything going on right now.
Right.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
hard for-
You're focused on finding answers.
Yeah, and another reason we don't want to deal with the news and things is because, like the other day, right when all this kind of first started kicking off, we had a lady come up there trying to take pictures,
Mm-hmm.
and we asked her, hey, we don't want any pictures of our family or anything taken like that,
Mm-hmm.
and we asked her to leave nicely, and you know what she said to us?
Mm.
She looked at us and said no.
Oh my gosh.
That's sad.
It's just.
We actually had to get the police officer. I believe we had to get the police officer to tell her to leave.
Right.
Because, we don't want our personal vehicles, and we were sitting there trying to figure up a game plan of what we're going to do that day. And, all of our family, we don't want that spread out there. You know what I mean?
Right. And you still want your privacy.
Yeah. We don't want people to see us in that state. You know what I mean? We don't want to, we want people to be there for us. Obviously we want these things to be cleared up, but we don't want to people to see us in that state of mind. You know what I mean?
Because when you're in that state of mind, you're also not really cognizant of what you're doing and what you're saying. When you're looking for your brother.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And this at the prime.
I'm just so proud of you.
Who does that remind you of? HB and them. Anyhow, though, I think he is getting a lot of stuff out there, and this is really important. So I'm glad we listened to it. We have one more part left, and then it'll be done.
Okay.
We are not going to stop searching until we find my brother.
Okay.
So you said the Coast Guard had stopped. Are you guys taking is it pretty much just like community members searching now?
At this point, it's the DNR, the NC and SC DNR,
Okay.
the people that have volunteered to help.
Okay.
So we aren't going to stop until we find him, because I want my brother to come home. He's got me, my father, my mom, and he's got a little girl on the way that needs him.
Absolutely.
So this is what I heard yesterday from the news here in North Carolina, that they were searching up near Kerr Beach.
Yes, ma'am.
Have they advised where to search? This is a big coastline right here.
Yes, ma'am. And with that, I'll tell you, the way the current is, the water is constantly changing. The current can go north, south, and the wind has a lot to do with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
What we're trying to do is get a broad search, so that if he, say the current went back south and is pushing him back towards the original location, that could have an effect. So we're trying to get people there, and as the current goes north, we're trying to get them there.
But the Coast Guard's not helping at all.
No, ma'am. They've actually, well, they may still be now. But at this moment, I believe they have pulled their search. I haven't checked. I haven't been on Facebook much today because of all the comments and things. But last I checked, they had pulled their search. Yes,
Someone has some real information, they'll probably be calling. Is there a tip line?
So yes, ma'am. We actually, if we find anything or any belongings that are from him, the first thing is we do is report it to the police, the Coast Guard, and SC and NCDNR.
Okay.
What if somebody finds something for you? Who do they report it to?
What do you mean?
I mean, if I mean, just somebody has a sighting or something, has a tip to give you.
Oh, so we actually, that's why we started the Facebook page.
Okay.
Information can be spread about, because there's peer cameras and things such as that.
Right.
But with the way that's going, it's just people getting on there and,
Okay,
trying
so
to bring us
there's a
down.
legitimate, let me just clear this. There's a legitimate Facebook page.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how do we?
Okay.
Okay, so that is actually the searching for Tyler page, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's the name of it. Or help, no. It's
Okay,
help
because the
find
one I was in was private.
Yeah, so we have actually, it was public. And people have gotten so out of hand that we've had to make it private.
Okay.
Okay. I was in the right one. Okay.
So it is not Help Find Tyler Doyle debunked.
Now, ours is help find Tyler Doyle, I believe. Yeah, yeah.
You should have somebody manning that page that's not your family, that you trust more than anything in the world, and y'all never look at it again unless let them tell you the tip.
Yes, ma'am. We've actually had that set in place.
Okay. I'm sorry
But
you had to do this, and we were all speculating, not knowing anything, but you cleared a lot up tonight for us.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm just trying to find the one that's the accurate one to, find factual information.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what the picture is on it?
Okay, so I just got information. The debunk page is actually like a hate page. Is what I was just told.
Okay.
And that one has over 70K members. So anyone,
Right.
watching right now, do not go follow that page. I mean, it's pointless.
And if you do know somebody following the page, share this information that it's not the page you want to go to.
Okay. And the one is the actual page is help find Tyler Doyle.
So there's two groups that I'm seeing, but neither one of those are private. So you're saying that your Facebook group, that is private at the moment, right? Oh,
And if
sorry.
it's private, it might not be searchable.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking since I can't find it. Because these other ones, there's 141 and 402 members. We'll wait for him to come back on.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so the help find Tyler Doyle is the one. I believe it go up. It shouldn't. I don't believe it's searchable.
Okay. Private.
That makes sense.
So, but anyways, we've just had to make so many changes because of people going on there with hate comments.
Right. That makes sense.
Right.
We are not going to stop searching until we find my brother.
Okay.
So you said the Coast Guard had.
So I think that was the last of it.
I would share the link, but I'm not a mod. But the group is back open. We had to kind of private it to clean up a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
But it is back open. So if any of your mods want to share that group, that is the group that Reed is speaking about, because we are, in contact with the family.
Perfect. I will go try to find it right now and get it. Unless Cap, do you have it? Did you get it, or do you need here?
Yeah. Hold on a second.
I didn't know if you had it or whatever, but that's fine. However.
I'll go grab
Is the
it.
opinions, thoughts, ideas? Is that the group?
No, it's just help
Oh.
find Tyler Doyle.
I'll
Okay,
get it.
let me look.
I'll get it. I was gonna say though. Okay,
Oh,
so
I see it.
there was a question asked about if someone had there's a sighting, and is there a tip line, or is there just the group? Like, shouldn't people just call the cops and not go to the group?
Well, absolutely.
Okay.
That's what we're asking people to do, is that if you have a tip, don't come and post it here. We're directing all people that have any information, that see something on a camera, that we've had people say we found clothing, we've just random things. And we're like, please call the South Carolina DNR tip line number. That
Okay.
number is live 24/7. And we are directing all people to call that number.
Because that
we're not accepting any tips.
Okay, good. Okay, because that was not really what was articulated in that end of that clip, and I think that there was some you know what I mean. I think there was a miscommunication.
Well, Reed is not actually an admin or working on the page, but I am, and that is what I have instructed everyone to do, because I have law enforcement in my own neighborhood.
Okay,
and I've spoken directly to them. I speak to them every day. And that is what they told me to do, is if there was anyone that calls or says anything, this is where you need to have them to call, or they can call 911, or they can reach out to the Horry County Police Department.
Okay.
And so that is where I'm directing everyone. If they have any information, any tips, or if they have any questions about something that they've seen, that's who they need to reach out to.
Okay, good. Okay, I had requested to go into the group, and I think I was denied, so I can't find it now, so I can't link it.
I don't know if they put it back private. It was public. It was public there for a while.
Well, yeah, no, I just requested to join it, and I think I was denied because I can't find it now. So, a couple minutes ago, I did.
I'll have to go back over. I haven't been on there since I've been on this live. I know there's been a lot of stuff that has been popping off. My Facebook Messenger in the admin chat has been going nuts since I've been on here. And I haven't had a chance to look at it, but we've had about 2,000 new requests. So they may have stopped it to be able to catch up, because it's like a full-time job. And guys, we're just volunteering to manage this. It's a lot of work. There's not a lot of us. So please bear with us.
Okay.
And if they open the group back up, just remember to answer all of the questions in order to get in.
Yeah. It's not too many questions. It's just 5.
No, it's just some basic questions, and to know that if you share misinformation or harass anybody, that you will be banned.
Right.
And these are just requests because what the family has asked us to do. So, of course. And you guys, I think, understand why now, after hearing what Reed has had to say. So.
Right.
I know there's several helicopters flying around here today, but I think that we also have people from the government that are out here collecting the debris from the Chinese balloon that was shot down over the ocean in front of my house as
Oh
well.
yeah, it was right there too.
It was right. Yeah,
Oh,
I got pictures right from my front porch.
Oh
holy
wow.
shit.
We heard the boom and everything. There was about 5 jets circling it,
Whoa.
and then they shot it down.
I
Yeah,
thought
I have it on video.
when
My
I saw
husband
that,
filmed
I
it.
thought it was fake at first. I was like,
No,
Chinese balloon? Shut up.
I
Like,
know.
no,
It was like
no.
traveling the whole country for like a
It
week,
really
right?
happened, and my husband filmed it. I think I did
believe
post a
it.
short of it on my YouTube channel of the boom because it was just like
What
it
it was
was.
just a big like you like heard it? Was it like a
Mhm.
sonic kind of boom kind
Yeah,
of?
it was just like
Whoa.
it was wild to watch all those jets come flying in. I was like,
Yeah.
what is happening right now? I was
Oh
like,
my
I
gosh.
look outside every morning to see what chapter of Revelation I'm in.
Whoa, I know, right? Oh my God, that
Yeah.
must have been crazy. And
So,
they said
so
don't
they're
touch the
supposed to be
debris.
collecting all of that today,
The
trying to
debris.
get all the debris because they want to, I guess they
Mm-hmm.
want to study it or something. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well,
well, maybe while they're out here looking for that, maybe they'll see
Yeah.
something.
There's more eyes, which
yes,
is a good thing, right?
I was just
Yeah.
going to say maybe they will see something if
That's
they
my hope.
if they have more
Yeah,
people out there looking for the balloon
that
and
is
all
my
that
hope
debris.
because there's a lot of people in the air today out over the ocean in helicopters, and I'm thinking that's what they're doing is collecting this debris. And I'm like, well, maybe these people will see something and that will
Definitely.
be to our advantage.
Yeah, because there's gonna be so many people, probably for the next couple of days collecting all that
Yes.
debris.
Yes.
So, wow.
Thank you so much, Queen Bee, for playing that. I think it's so important to hear Tyler's
Oh,
brother
absolutely.
speak.
Now I was going to play the ants call. Do we play the ants call or should we not play the ants call?
I have actually not listened to it myself. I've met the aunt, and I did not realize that this person was recording her. Now, I was told that the aunt knew she was being recorded, but I have not spoke to her since this has all transpired. So I don't know if Anne knew that she was being recorded. I was told she did know. I don't think she knew it was going to be put out.
I mean, what's the context of it? Is it like really personal or like?
I don't know because I have not had a chance to listen to it.
Okay.
I'm juggling 5 things.
Yeah,
I really haven't. I haven't listened to it, but
I turned it on and didn't listen to it. So that's why I was kind of curious as to should we play it. I have it ready, but I didn't know if that was something we shouldn't play or if that was something we should. I didn't know, so I didn't know if there was
I haven't listened to it, so I don't really know what that conversation involves. So I really don't want to speak on it because I'm not certain.
Where was it posted at, Queen?
It wasn't posted in my group. It was probably posted in another group.
Okay.
Well, here it was actually sent to me on I believe a TikTok is what it says. It says ants call, TikTok call, or something. TikTok with the
Yeah,
ants
because the lady that recorded her was also a lady that was in the other group that was saying that they thought that the friend and Tyler's wife were having an affair, and that the baby isn't Tyler's, and all kinds of other things. This is the same person. That's what I was told. And I've seen the screenshots of the things that she said. She made a whole timeline of things that she thought was wrong with this case, and that the family wasn't speaking because they were hiding information. So, this is the person that recorded Anne.
People are getting so crazy. I saw some post, somebody in one of those crazy Facebook groups, like posting pictures of the boat, saying that there was images blurred out. People, I don't know why they.
Yeah, I did see that picture where they thought Tyler was dead in the front of the boat, and I'm like, no,
it's so ridiculous. People, they do this. I mean, usually they do this like later on. I feel like when there's water, and I don't know, they get like so. They try to just make these connections that don't
I feel like
exist.
if people had things to actually do in their life, they
Yeah.
wouldn't have time
To do
to
these things. Yeah.
to troll other people and make up weird accusations if they actually had a real life to go to work and take care of their kids and clean their house and do something that's productive in their life. They wouldn't have time to just make up lies about people that they don't even know from out of state, and they're out of state. That's just my Dutchy thoughts.
Makes sense. People, yeah, they just want to make these connections for whatever reason, that don't exist, because there's like holes, and they want to just think conspiracy or get one piece of information, then run it into this whole other narrative that is like false.
They've been watching the ID channel too much.
Yeah, exactly.
They've been watching these crazy shows, and they're like,
Too many
this must be what's I'm gonna have to make a show, Boston Nick, Thoughts with Dutchy. I'm gonna have to make another little channel where we just do all the things over there with the thoughts.
Yeah,
because I have lots.
Oh man, I don't know. We hang out over here. We have a good time, but sometimes, it's not for everybody, but sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's serious. Sometimes it's, just kind of depends, I guess.
Yeah, I understand. YouTube can be a lot. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's some very strange characters out here on YouTube.
Oh yeah, very strange.
I know Queen knows a few, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. And there's just people that want to make things up or try to figure out the case or something, and
that's what I don't understand. And you know what else, though, when things like that happen, I'm glad that the police departments have started, letting people know if you, well, dang, did you shake it out? You get your wiggles out, buddy? He's over here just shaking and stretching and yawning. He just woke up, so
doing the doggy things.
Yes, the thing. I don't even know. I lost my train of thought. He made me lose my train of thought. What was I saying?
About people making stuff up.
Yeah, on the internet. Yes, that happens all the time. And another thing too is the stories that people come up with. It's like a game of telephone.
Yep.
Like the whole situation with his mugshot. That I'm so glad he explained that. Because ultimately, he was charged and his father was charged. It was dropped. He was never convicted. So there's nothing on his record with that. So for people to associate that with a case that has absolutely nothing to do with him and try to correlate the both of them is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's not on the run, guys. And I'm so glad that I know it was difficult for Reed to talk about, but I think it was very important for him to explain that, because if somebody came to my house with a gun, we're concealed carry, and I'm going to defend my family. That's it. Nobody's going to come to my house and threaten my family. We don't play here in South Carolina. I'm not going to allow that, and I can't blame them for defending his family.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, nobody's going to let somebody come on their property with a gun and threaten to hurt their family. I just can't imagine somebody just being like, oh yeah, okay.
Why do people start threatening people? They're just, in this horrific.
And the death threats, I mean, that's really happening, guys. I have seen some of the screenshots of things that have been sent to the family, and it is horrific.
What are they mad at? So why are they so because they think that
they're hiding Tyler. They just, I mean,
it's so ridiculous.
Just crazy.
On like a rumor, they're giving them death threats on pure rumor. That's that's the crazy part of all this,
And really, it boils down to that. It's slanderous.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I could see how the brother was hurting. This is like hurting them because it's, they just want to find him, and
right.
then they have to deal with this whole aspect of people blaming them or, saying that he's being hidden, like that's the last thing they need right now.
It's just not helping anything. It's just causing a distraction, and it's taking the focus off the goal of finding him, because people are going down all these other rabbit holes that he's alive and out there running, or that the family's doing this, or that the wife is doing this, and it's losing the focus of what the goal is.
Yeah.
And it's just hurting people, and it's not necessary. They are already hurting.
Yeah.
So, and thank you, Sticky, for watching my painting videos. I'm glad that you enjoyed those. We're going to be doing some more art soon. So,
oh, you know what? That girl, she's a crafter. She does paints and arts and stuff.
That's what my business is. I have a fluid art business, and I teach people to paint and have little classes that I have at my house. And
cool.
That's like my little business. I quit nursing after 20 years. I was so burnt out. So I started my own little art business, and that's what I do when I'm not true criming on YouTube and all of that. This has taken up a lot of time actually lately, but I do need to do some more art stuff, because I like doing that. It's sometimes you have to clear your mind, because it's a lot to take in when you're working on these cases and dealing with stress. Like, it's always good to just take a breath. And so, if you're on YouTube and you're on social media and it gets to be stressful, like, don't hesitate just to turn your phone off and do something different. Go out and get some fresh air and clear your mind, because it can become very overwhelming. And we need to all think about our mental health, because that can affect our physical health and our spiritual health. So we have to look after ourselves, because the trolls don't stop. So we have to stop and just,
that's right. They don't. You're right. They really don't. They don't take a break.
Because there should be no trolling on this case. I mean, it seems like it's a
well, yeah. I mean, she's got 10 weeks until she gives birth. You know what I mean?
Well, I think she's due in. I think it's April, 1st of April, sometime. And she, from what I understand, she has already had a miscarriage in the past.
Oh.
And I think that is what the real stress of this situation is knowing that she is in this situation now.
Yeah.
It really worries
overly
me.
stressed. Yeah.
I mean, this is just too much. I just don't understand people who don't have a heart that would do this to someone.
Yeah.
But those aren't my people.
See, and there's people on there that were laughing at the post and shit. I don't understand that. I don't get it.
People are getting worse.
What's funny about it? There's nothing fucking funny about it. Nothing at all.
Exactly. It's weird. People just, I don't know. I feel like they're getting worse about these things. Why do they latch on to this, and all of a sudden it becomes this big conspiracy? It's right. There's I just saw how many Facebook groups there are trying to debunk the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's because they had posted something in our group and they were removed. And so they got mad and they made their own group so they could go over there and talk all the junk that we won't allow to be posted. And I've been threatened myself. Just to let you guys know, I've received threatening messages via Facebook and my email. They've threatened to dox me. And so I told the one girl that threatened to dox me, maybe she's listening, if you got my Addy, just pull up.
Okay.
If you got my Addy, just pull up. I'll be waiting. I'm right here. So I just feel like people are just so bizarre. And I don't know why they feel why would these other groups feel like they have to come after us and then dox us and put out all of our personal information? I just think it's so bizarre.
It's bizarre.
But If you want, go for it. Whatever you feel like you need to do. Like, I don't have anything to hide. I'm just
Yeah.
me.
I think Facebook is more conducive to that kind of doxing because a lot of people are on there with their real names and everything, so it's different than YouTube where people go by like aliases more. I know some people do probably have like alias Facebook accounts
Yeah,
and
my
stuff.
Facebook is Duchess Discussions.
Yeah, depends.
So, yeah.
But I think a lot of people kind of go into those
But a
groups.
lot of people do have their personal information on there. And I really can't wrap my head around why people want to take that avenue. But I just feel like those people don't really have anything important going on in their own lives. So they have to create a situation to feel like they're involved in doing something. And I worry about their mental health, honestly, when people start doing weird things like that.
Yeah, especially with these Facebook groups. Like you just can't believe how crazy it gets, It's like the next level crazy of misinformation. And that conspiracy where they have like no proof of any of this. They're just kind of just making stuff up, right?
That's why I really hope that Tyler is found soon so that this family can begin to find closure with whatever has happened and they can move on from this and, that we can stop with all of the craziness. Hey, Burden of Proof. Burden of Proof has a great channel and she sticks to facts too. And I really appreciate her being here.
Yeah, she's
yes,
great.
We love Burden of Proof. She has done wonderful.
Me too.
Yes. Yeah, we you know what? Like I said, Sleuth Mom has a good channel. Burden of Proof has a good channel. Chasing Truth has a good channel.
Absolutely. I'm a member of Chasing Truth. I love her.
Yeah, there's a lot
I've met her in real life. And she is the sweetest.
Aw, yeah, she's cool as hell.
She really is. She really is.
See, and
I appreciate you talking about this case today, Queen Bee. This is very important to get this information out here.
And that's how I feel too. It's really important to get, like facts out there. It's really important to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, switch the narrative around from all of the rumors that's being spread because there's no reason for it with something like this,
Yeah. With it being just 10 days old, it's like, 11 days. I mean, it just is so fresh. You know what I mean? Emotions are so heightened and you know what I mean? Things are just like, I read this now, see, and I don't even know if this is true or if these are even real or what. That's another thing is trying to decipher what Facebook groups are good, which ones are not good, which ones are going to cause issues, which ones are going to help, which one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But there's just, like you said, you have to jump on them as soon as you see a rumor, delete it, take care of it. I mean, you have to stay on it because people come up with new theories, in quotes, I say theories, which turn out to be rumors or spread around as facts or, like they did with that charge, that attempted murder charge. They took his mugshot and put it with another case, you know what I mean? It's just people doing stupid shit. Like we watched Joseph Morris pull his bullshit with the Idaho 4 case. Like I'm glad have stepped up and said, if you guys keep, messing around, clowning around in these cases, open active investigations and, creating fake evidence, false police reports, false CPS reports, that kind of shit, they're starting to crack down on it. And I think that's good because social media has became not useful like it was. You know what I'm saying? Like it used to be helpful and useful and I think it's backfired on a lot of us now.
Yeah. I think people become, like Reed was saying, keyboard warriors. They think nobody's going to know who I am, so I can just say and do whatever I want, and there's going to be no repercussions. But people still need to think about morals and ethics and respect and just being a good human being in general, but I think people have that falls to the wayside when you get on the internet. The internet can be a wonderful thing, but it has a lot of negative sides to it.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, when I think about internet trafficking with children, because we talk a lot about crimes against children on my channel, because we see that happening a lot. And when I cover these cases with kids,
I cover cases here sometimes, but I don't do about the child trafficking. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the times I try to keep kids off here unless it's like something like a case that we're, you know what I mean? Like there's something, you know what I mean? Other than that,
well, I live I'm in Myrtle Beach, and we are the hub of trafficking in the state of South Carolina because we're a tourist destination, and we are the peak place in the state, and we have a lot of people that go missing here, a lot of women, a lot of kids, and especially in the summer months.
Now, see, I'm a couple hours from Chicago, Illinois, so.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
I have a question for you then.
Yeah.
Tell me what's going on with the Safety Act, because that really that concerns me.
Oh, it is very concerning. Yeah,
I had to ask because when I heard that was going to get passed, I was like, oh my gosh, I just feel like people are going to start leaving Illinois because it's not going to be safe for anybody. But then I heard that the Safety Act was possibly not going to go into effect. They were going to find it not constitutional. And I haven't really been able to follow up much on it lately. So that's why I thought I would ask, is that still in effect? Are they still letting everyone out with a no cash bond? Unless they see that they're a danger to the community?
I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Like if you all but murder, you know what I'm saying? You can get a ticket and get out. That's the thing. But see, so on here, when you Google it, it says the Safety, Accountability, Fairness, and Equity Act. Okay, so today, so it says Act, commonly known as the Safety Act, is a state of statute enacted in 2021 that makes a number of reform to the criminal justice system affecting policing, pretrial detention, and bail, sentencing, and corrections. So I don't know that a lot of people do say it's unconstitutional. And it says Kankakee judge actually ruled the portion of the state's controversial Safety Act that ends cash bail is unconstitutional, which I believe that is. You should, I believe you should have a cash bail. They shouldn't be able to hold you in there with no cash bail. That's a bunch of bullshit. You should have a fucking bail, period.
Because in the Constitution, it says that you're supposed to have a bond.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
another thing that bothers me too, like, I don't know, there's a whole lot of shit to it. So I don't know. It makes me nervous, but it is what it is. Yeah,
they call it the purge law.
Yeah, that's
what everybody keeps referring it to. And I was like, please don't say that.
I was
Makes me nervous.
Purge, bring your ass over here. No, I'm just playing.
Beat says people been leaving in droves for 2 years from Chicago and Illinois. So
Illinois is the worst place to live ever. It's awful here. It's just flat.
I haven't been to many places up north. I've been to New York a couple of times, but I've never been to Chicago. But my neighbor's from Chicago, and she said she'll never go back.
We live out in the sticks, but Chicago is beautiful. I love it. Like, it's beautiful. I've been downtown in the beautiful part. I've been in the hood. I've been, you know what I mean? Like I've been all over. So I'm humble. I mean, I've, been up in high places, been in low places. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what makes us have wisdom about the world, is because we've lived a little bit. I mean, I've been around for 49 years. I've seen a few things.
That's right.
So, that's how it is. The wisdom comes later in years. You can have knowledge, but having knowledge and wisdom isn't the same thing. And now that I'm older, I realize that.
And you know what?
Back in my 20s, when I thought I knew something, I didn't really know anything at all.
You know what? That's what I just told my daughter that the other day. I said, see, I used to think I knew it, just like you. You think you know it all. I used to think the same thing. I used to think I know everything. I know it all. But even at 21, even at 25, I feel like I still don't know it all. Even at 35, I feel like I didn't know it all. You know what I mean? Like, still,
Yeah.
it's like I still to this day feel like I don't know it all. You know, like there's still
I'm
so much.
learning. I learn new stuff every single day, and I feel like the day you stop learning is the day you stop living. I
Yeah.
mean, there's always something that we can be educating ourselves about, and that's why it's important to always be willing to learn and not be in a place where you don't want to change and you don't want to learn and realize that things are always changing. Because I have a 28-year-old, and I tell him that all the time. I'm like, you just wait till you live a little bit. You're gonna understand.
Right. And you know, this breaks my heart here that she's, you know, because I know they were happy.
Yeah.
There's a picture of them together, and for them to even start in on her and talk about that's his best friend's baby and all this bullshit, that's crap.
Yeah.
That
It's like
really
not.
makes me angry.
Yeah, because I mean, they're look how happy they are. I mean, come on.
And
They're
from what I understand, the mother of the other boy said that he's getting death threats and that they really didn't want
Aw.
his name or anything to be put out there because people are just saying the most hateful things and making up lies, and that he is just devastated that this has happened and that he feels like there wasn't anything that he could do.
yeah,
And for
Yeah.
them to be saying this, can you imagine what he's feeling like right now?
Yeah. Oh gosh.
well, I'm sure he's beating
So y'all
himself.
pray for him too, please. Please
Yeah.
pray for him because he is devastated, guys. This is his friend.
Yes, and you know his brother. I noticed that Reed lost one of his good friends that he used to go duck hunting with.
Yes,
It's on his TikTok. You know what I mean? So
that was heartbreaking when I watched that TikTok the other night. My husband was following him and he came in there the other night and showed me that TikTok, and it just broke my heart. I mean, there's just so much loss.
yeah,
And this
Survivor's
boy was
guilt.
young.
Yeah.
He was so young. Because he was like, you want to go duck hunting on that
Aw.
TikTok? And he was like, I can't. It's been 3 years since he passed away. And I thought, oh gosh, I'm going to cry again. It's just heartbreaking.
yeah.
And of
It
course, they did find Hunter Hadley. He was missing in the Intracoastal Waterway in Texas, and they did find his body finally.
is.
His boat was hit by a barge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that was the day after Tyler went missing, I believe, that he went missing.
Oh.
And his friend was recovered, and he is in critical condition in a hospital in San Antonio. And Hunter was just found a couple of days ago.
So it took him a while
But that
to
barge
find him.
crushed that boat. So they had called out. They sent me a message. They wanted to reach out to Tyler's family to let them know that Hunter had been found and that they were still praying for Tyler's family.
Hold on, this is.
Yes, Deets, he probably has survivor's guilt.
With the Alec Murdoch trial, with the Mallory Beach incident, it took I think 8 days to find her, and it was also like further, south, but in a similar kind of inlet, I
Yeah, I
guess.
remember that case when that
Yeah,
happened, because that's
and
about 2 hours south of me.
yeah, closer to like Buford
Colleton
or
County.
Charleston.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Islandton. Yeah, Charleston, down
So
in that area. I
is
have
it?
friends that live right near there when that boating accident happened. We've talked a lot about the Murdoch case, me and Gavel Geeks. Yes, Deets, I do know a lot about the Murdoch case, and honestly, that whole trial has got me stressed out too. I've
Oh yeah.
been trying to watch it, but he's an attorney, guys, and his family has been in a prosecutorial place in these counties. And when I say the prosecutorial, I mean, they've been solicitors
Yeah.
over, their district is like 7 counties. It's the biggest district
Wow.
in the state for
They rule.
87 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're all corrupt.
And that's
It's
why he
not
was
just him.
treated the way
You know,
that he
it's not
was.
just him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's everybody. Yeah, it's
It
in the
doesn't stop.
culture.
Doesn't stop with him, and it didn't start with him either. But he's
No.
definitely paying the price for
He
what
just he's not too good at this. See,
Right.
he's
Yeah.
there's just been one thing after the other.
Yeah, he fucked up, and he fucked everything up.
Wait, M's housekeeper just testified? Ooh.
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
I saw that this morning.
Yeah.
I haven't got to catch up on it today. I need to get the Cliff Notes, Deets. I need the Cliff Notes.
Well, I'm gonna end this, and then I'm gonna start another live like here in a little bit or whatever, because I didn't want to put it together with this one, you know.
Right.
So because like yesterday it kind of got lost in the mix. I didn't want that to happen again. But I do got a couple questions before we jump off of here.
Sure.
What's up with the decoys and the little duck decoys?
Okay, well, there is probably about 20 to 25 decoys. And when they found the waders, and then they found some decoys floating off of the Holden Beach, Oak Island area. And as they continued further north, they continued to find more of those decoys up near the Cape Fear River, going up towards Curie Beach and Carolina Beach, Bald Head Island area.
Okay, so these right here, there's the picture of his waders right here, right? And his wallet that they found.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was the picture that I was sent. And then there was another, this is the other one that I was sent. And it's got this little list here or whatever. It just says boat found first, then waders, and then it says then 3 decoys, then one Southport, and then 1 Southport. So I didn't know if
I believe they found more than that since then.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, because then here's this little. I was like, well, what is it? Then
More
here's the
decoys,
third
you
picture.
mean?
Yeah, this is the third picture that.
Right, you can see where the boat is, and of course that's right off of the inlet. And then as you go north of Ocean Isle Beach, that is Holden Beach, where they found decoys in several different areas. And then going up to the very top right of the picture, that is Frying Pan Shoals, which I had explained was a reef, a large reef that you could actually see from space. It's so large.
Oh, wow.
That sticks off of Bald Head Island. There's a lot of shipwrecks out there. And then it takes a large left-hand cut back up towards Wilmington, North Carolina, where Curie Beach and Carolina Beach is. But where you see those 3 ducks on the top right-hand corner, that is where the mouth of the Cape Fear River actually dumps into the ocean.
Oh, wow.
So that is where they have found those ducks, is floating up in the river.
Like on the bank over there, or like where
Out in the water.
Oh, that's the water. Okay, it looks like
Yeah,
this one.
it's the whole river flows up in there.
There's like a inlet. You said that go like Cape Fear Inlet.
Yeah,
Mhm, yeah.
Okay.
Because the Cape Fear River runs all the way down through the middle of North
wow.
Carolina from where my parents live in the center of the state. The Cape Fear River passes right through there, and it comes all the way down through the state and dumps out into the Atlantic Ocean.
Hmm. Wow. And where'd they find the waders?
Right off of Big Beach, which is
up here more.
a location in Holden Beach, right off of Holden Beach, which is just north of Ocean Isle.
Oh, so north. Okay. So closer to the inlet, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of more south. You can see a picture of the waders there on this picture. So more south.
Got it.
Going back towards South Carolina, they actually found those along with a couple of decoys at that point. So yeah, and yes, Kara, it's used to lure the ducks.
Yeah. Since it's right on the border of like South Carolina and North Carolina, you said South Carolina, is like North Carolina still searching with their like version of what you called like the South Carolina, like,
I have not been told that. Yeah, I have not been told if North Carolina Department of Resources is continuing their search. But I do know that I was told locally by someone that works at the rescue department, that although their search is suspended, that the South Carolina Department of Resources, they were going to continue the search today.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that it will turn up something. I know that Josh Johnson contacted a dive team, and they were supposed to be coming out. Hopefully, they were going to be here today.
Who's this Josh Johnson?
He is a friend of Tyler's that has been doing a lot of searches, and you can probably follow him on Facebook to get updates on the places that he is searching. He is from a town called Aner, South Carolina.
Gotcha. Yes, I just wasn't sure because in a couple of them groups they haven't had something. There was a couple of things that they said that wasn't very nice, so I wasn't sure what was, you know what I mean, like what was going on with that. Or
people are attacking him too.
Oh, okay. I figured as much if he's a friend,
It looks like that 5 hours ago. He says, as we wait for the dive team to come, we appreciate everyone still looking. I will be out there later this evening. Nothing is ruled out, so we're asking people to walk from Waties Island, Waties Island is in the Little River Inlet, to Carolina and Curie Beach, which is all the way up past Frying Pan Shoals in North Carolina. It says the smaller boats focus on the intercoastal waterway, the deep sea boats anywhere from 0 to 6 miles offshore, as this is where our focus is. We have not given up and still have hope that anything is possible. Please be sure not to go in any rough waters and stay in the extent of your boat capabilities. If you find anything and have any questions, you can message me. We are staying positive, though, and know Tyler Doyle is our main focus.
So B-Tim just said that people think that Josh is part of the conspiracy. People think that Josh is part of the conspiracy.
Right.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and that's not true.
This doesn't, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, these people just don't stop. It's ridiculous.
And the dive team that's actually coming out, I think I have their name. I shared it last night on my live. Let me get over here on my laptop so I can look at what I shared. It is North Star Search and Rescue. If you go over to my Facebook page on Dutch's Discussions, you can see where I shared that 20 hours ago. There was a post made by North Star Search and Rescue, and they are out of Minnesota. And the post actually says, this morning, members of North Star Search and Rescue and Wings of Hope Search and Rescue were requested to assist with a missing hunter case in North Carolina. Prayers for safe travels and prayers that we can bring closure for this family. Isaiah 6:8. Then I heard a voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? And I said, here I am, send me.
Oh.
And so that is who is supposed to be coming. Now, I have reached out to other dive teams, and they did not contact me back at all. They never answered any of my messages, and I was really surprised at that. I had a lot of people asking me to reach out to Chaos Divers and different places. I have even tagged guys on Twitter. I went and tagged all the people that are on with Duck Dynasty. I tagged Ducks Unlimited. I've tagged country music singers. I've tagged anybody that I think could possibly get this case out there.
Yes. See, I'm sure, like I said, with everything going on and as big as these Facebook groups are, I think it'll spread far and wide. I do, but I just hope it spreads with the right information. You know what I mean? That's my biggest concern is, people spreading information that's not the truth. You know what I mean?
Right. That's my concern too.
And it sucks that, it just sucks. People
But
are
I think Reed is amazing. He had such composure and did such a great job compiling the information and stating the facts.
And sticking to it. Yeah, sticking to it. Before we get off of here, I wanted to go over this here with so the picture that we were looking at, just to give everybody a better, especially Ellie. I know she was kind of asking. Oh, here's our B Tim. What's up?
Hey, B Tim.
What's up?
How are you, babe?
Good. Just got out of
How are
work.
you?
So. Yeah, the whole Josh thing is interesting. I heard one rumor that they're claiming Josh, either the friend or Josh is the real father. That was the rumor they were trying to say.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about, that they were spreading in the debunked group, that they have a picture actually up of the friend that was with him with an ultrasound of the baby and Tyler side by side.
Yeah, that was the conspiracy.
And that was the sickest thing that I have ever seen. And I wish they would just take that down. I just feel like
the purpose of that.
I mean,
how to say that they think the baby looks like the friend and not Tyler based off an ultrasound picture? I mean, come on.
It's so ridiculous.
That is the most ridiculous. You can't make this stuff up. Like when I tell my husband this stuff, he just looks at me and he was like, "Are you being serious or are you being funny?" And I was like, "I'm being serious."
Yeah,
and then he just he can't absorb that this is what's really happening. He just thinks that this is.
Yeah.
He was like, "Well, drugs are bad."
Well, it's not drugs. It's just basically.
I was like, "Well, I don't have an answer. I just know that it's wrong, and I just don't want this to continue because it's just ridiculous."
An ultrasound.
Yes, Deets. They're trying to compare the sonogram. And that's what they posted in the debunked group.
Oh my
That's what was sent to me by people who were just watching the group, and they're
like they see
telling us all the stuff that's
sonogram.
happening, and it just breaks my heart. I have to take breaks because I can't.
Yeah, it's too much. That's too much. Like, come on.
Well, you should have asked them. The first question you should have asked them: are you guys in Creek Squad? You'll see how many say hello, and then you know say yes. Then you know why this is happening. Oh no! I'm sure we're gonna get. You're probably gonna get shit from my comment for that one. I'm sure of it.
Yes, Coco. I hope that everyone who listens here can take this as a learning lesson to not believe the rumors or to spread rumors, because it is hurtful. I just ask people to put yourself in this situation. Would you want to be attacked in this situation? I know that people would not want to have to deal with this if this was their child or their husband or their brother or their nephew that was missing.
Yeah, I think
it's free to be kind. If you don't have anything nice to say, just zip it.
Yeah, but I think people get tunnel vision and they think about it more like the conspiracy theories and like a drama and story, and they don't really remember that this is real life people. And then there's some wackadoos that think that they can just contact people and threaten them and think that's an appropriate response to a situation like this.
Right, because as you know, I don't know if you heard, Tim, but they've given death threats to the family.
I know.
And they have been threatening me. I've received threats. Threats that they're going to come to my house, that they're going to dox my address, that they're going to come after me. They're going to come after other people that are admins and moderators on the channel. I've been attacked on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah, and the weird thing is that like they're also like they're taking the actual videos from YouTube and editing them into like those little mini articles now. So people's YouTube videos are being edited in there, anything discussing this case, or it's passed around on Facebook and Reddit. It's fucking weird. I've never seen something like that. So, because I noticed that like I noticed in a couple of videos that I usually watch about this case. Very weird behavior going on there.
Yeah, people on Reddit talking about this a lot as well, right?
See, I don't follow Reddit, so I'm not acclimated to all things Reddit.
I mean,
Nancy
sometimes
Grace picked it up, started talking about it yesterday. Last night, she started talking about it.
I think her article. I got to read her article because she wrote an article, and I didn't get to read Nancy Grace's article this morning. She wrote
about this. She wrote an article about this.
Yes, she did. And she wasn't a conspiracy. I heard that it wasn't supporting conspiracy theories. I think it was actually tasteful. So
factual. Oh, that's
yeah,
good.
which
Go
is
Nancy.
Yeah, which is shocking. Shocking, I have to say that Nancy Grace.
She's turning over a new leaf after Idaho.
I don't know about that. But
Did you say Nancy Grace was picking up this case?
Yes, Nancy Grace is picking up this case.
Yes, she started talking about it last night, babe.
Here's the
wow.
That will put eyes on it,
I had a migraine. I had to go lay down. It was just a lot last night after my live. I was like, I'm just gonna go to bed. I can't take any more stress today. So I mean, better Nancy Grace than the Facebook trolls. I'd rather her cover it.
I don't know if you know about Nancy Grace's past. It's
I do know some things about Nancy Grace.
We did a couple of episodes about Nancy Grace. She is the OG tragedy pimp.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She had two women.
She just took a picture. She set a fucking table up. Yeah, girl, listen. She set a card table up in front of the house where those 4 kids were brutally, murdered in front of the Idaho 4, and she started taking pictures of herself. And
no.
Yeah. Also, she 2 women that went on her show to be interviewed. After the interview, killed themselves. One lady set herself on fire because of what Nancy Grace kind of pushed on her. Another woman took a shotgun to her head. And she's done other things. So, yeah, that's why we call her the OG tragedy pimp, because she has done some really fucked up things in the past. Also, she was a kind of a shitty prosecutor, too. So, it is what it is.
She got in trouble for things with that. She was withholding evidence or something. Remember? Something.
At one point during the documentary you see, where she's walking through the house when she's a prosecutor, she looks like a Gotham villain. She wasn't supposed to let the cameramen into the house because that was supposed to be a crime scene, but she did it for publicity. And that guy later on got exonerated. Actually, he was innocent, but he was convicted before because of them withholding, I think, key evidence or something in the case. Got to look it up again. But
I still have much to learn. I've been so involved in the cases that I'm covering. I just, I know about the Idaho 4 case, but I didn't know any of these intricate details about Nancy Grace setting up a table out. I just feel like that's weird.
She was at the Alec Murdoch trial, and somebody photoshopped a table in the courtroom next to her. It was funny.
That's funny. That's funny. That's a good.
All I know is when I see Bullhorn Betty and JLR out there at the Murdoch trial, I'm just like, no.
I know. They left quick.
No.
They were just there to heckle him the first day and say what they had to say to him, I guess. They said.
Yeah, I mean, they have no clue what they're talking about. I liked Unirock's coverage. He's talking about how JLR is a freaking bone robot. And he starts going into the robot voice, pretending to be JLR's as a robot. That was kind of funny.
There's an alien and a robot theory now.
I think the one that makes me laugh is when he's in the bushes in his yard, and he's talking about a case, but he's got the I'm like, what are you doing right now? You're standing in these trees and I don't know. I just it just weirds me out. I don't know. It is entertaining just watching the whole thing because I'm not really listening to what he's saying. I'm just watching him, and it's a good way to de-stress. I guess I can laugh for a minute.
Laugh. Exactly.
But yeah, he's a character, that's for sure. I mean, if he didn't have, about his 2,600 lawsuits, right?
Yeah, I do know about that.
Did you ever read them? ever read the
I
actual
have
case?
seen some of them, and
They're crazy.
he's a case, guys. I mean, I've never
Yeah.
seen anything like that. Like, I was shocked when people started telling me about all the things, and I started reading it, and I was like, he is like the king of lawsuits. I had no idea until somebody told me about it, and I started looking into it, and I was shocked.
Yeah, the funniest one was the OJ one for me, where he sued OJ and thought OJ was cloning himself, and he was turning people to OJ, and that was part of his lawsuit. That was funny.
The Planet of Pluto, that's my favorite, I think.
I'm still looking for the Mother Teresa one. I know he sued Nostradamus. I know that.
Oh my gosh, y'all.
The Planet of Pluto. No
Yeah, he
joke.
sued the Holocaust survivors. Those were also sued.
This is why nobody wants him to cover missing kids cases.
Yeah.
Because those two things just don't align.
Yeah, pretty much.
To me.
Yeah. He
The
tries
Lincoln?
to align them with the craziness of like how he, makes stuff up, like he made stuff up in these court cases,
Yeah, that's why I usually don't like when he covers. I mean, like when Carol Baskin was actually trending, he was standing in front of her house, and then like it's not a house, but the thing, and he starts walking to the side trying to film the cages, and it was just
He loves
funny.
props. He likes like a good background, like flower arrangement.
Yes, he's
or
all
good
about the props. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know how he pays for it, to be honest with you. He doesn't make that much money on AdSense.
I think he goes into like hotel like lobbies and stuff, or just does everything like out in public, all of his videos. Because
yeah, he sued his mom for not being a good mom, and he won.
Are you
that case.
serious?
Yeah.
Wait.
No, that's not
Wait.
nice.
Yeah, and he won that case, I think.
That's the one that he won.
I mean, I think I kind of agree with him with that. If you raise JLR and he's like this, I think probably,
yeah, you gotta
something had happened.
Yeah, something went wrong.
The only legitimate lawsuit he had was that. So
Yeah. That's our first clue, I think. Right? Yeah.
I agree with that lawsuit. He should win.
Wow. So much. Well, Queen Bee, thank you so much for having me up again today on panel to discuss this case. And I just really appreciate everyone that's here to hear about this case. But my Doberman is hungry, and I've got to feed her and take her out. So I just wanted to thank you for letting me hear, and I'm going to drop down. And if you go live again today, I'll try to catch that.
All righty. Well, thank you. I do appreciate you coming up too, because like I said, it definitely helps, clear the air and clear up rumors. And
yeah, absolutely. If you ever need to reach out to me, don't hesitate.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, y'all have a good day.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Well, I think you're skedaddling, right? Because I heard you say you were logging off, Queen, or something like that.
Oh, well, yeah, I was just gonna. Well, we kind of went over this. We went over this, and then we played. The only thing I didn't play was the duck calls that they did for him, but I can play that at the end. But anyhow, I wanted to make sure we played his brother's his brother's interview that he did, because that was really good information in it, and it kind of helps clear up some of the rumors about the charge and the case and the mix up, and what it kind of like how that happened. He actually cleared up the waiters and where they were found, and how this, like, where on they brought up a map and stuff and kind of showed that. So he cleared up a lot of stuff, though, trying to help spread the truth and facts and awareness, just to make sure that if you share or you want to put something out, make sure it's factual and not rumors that someone else has tried to put out.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about, I think he said, he kind of talked about the boat and how the heavy motor, he said they found the boat, they found the waiters and his money, and then they found some decoy ducks and stuff like that. And like, we just kind of went over, just the basics and stuff. And, I just kind of made it a little bit shorter because yesterday was 8 hours long. And so we had a lot of stuff in between.
That was kind of my fault because I think the grab jumped up with Skeptic, and it's like, it's just impromptu. Those two.
Yeah, we just hung out. It's okay, though. I just wanted to make this one a little bit shorter, so that way people wanted to come on. And I also wanted to make sure that, what he said was played, and you know, people could hear what he was talking about in the interview, because it was good, like I said, a lot of good
Yeah.
information. And you know, I hope people can listen to it.
Well, I hope people take a, you know, these people on Facebook and Reddit will stop it, because it's like they do it for every single case, and they need to like realize that, you know, not everything is a grand conspiracy. Sometimes it's just a simple case of an accident and
Right.
tragedy. Just simple as that.
This
And
one they started so quick. It just became like conspiracy.
I mean, yeah, he's only been, well, this happened, what, 11?
26th, the 26th.
26, yeah. So it's been, what, 11 or 12 days. I mean,
Yeah.
it hasn't been very long at all. And you got 5 groups already with 100,000 people, 75,000 people, 15,000 people, and conspiracy theories running wild, and rumors are starting, and you know, she's getting death threats. Why, I will never understand.
I don't understand why people will go that way. Like,
because the theory is that, like, one of the theories I heard was that the guy who's on the boat with him or something is actually the father of the baby, and he did it to get rid of
you know,
her.
they posted a picture of him in there.
But why does that lead to death threats? Do you know what I mean?
Because
Like, why are they so mad about like another person's life? I mean, as far as like what, you know, like even if it was like, I mean, I'm not saying it is, but like, why even like you're gonna kill somebody else because of like the baby? I mean, like, it really makes no sense at all.
Well,
People's logic, you know.
Well, it's because these people are they just like have this weird idea. One, either he's on the run from the attempted murder charge that doesn't exist at this point.
It doesn't exist, that they just
And
ran with.
that
Yeah.
she's doing this whole scam of a GoFundMe just to make money to pay to some sort of, like, you know, like kind of like a Ryan Upchurch thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he's not actually dead and he's in hiding or something like that. And it's all about GoFundMe money. Or the other one where the guy was murdered and it's the baby daddy did it, and you could tell by the ultrasonogram, and
That is him.
That's his kid. And I'm like,
that's one of the craziest things I think I've ever heard, because like, really,
are you sure about that?
I think it might be like top 3.
Top
right?
3, okay.
I don't know. I have to.
Sure.
There's some
I'd
other
say
crazy
top 3, top 4, somewhere in there.
It has to be top 3. I mean, like, come on. I know that they're getting better sonograms, but you cannot see features that perfectly that you would know.
Oh, here, matter of fact, I got it here. Look at it.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, girl. Like,
Really?
are you freaking kidding me?
Are you
Like,
freaking kidding me?
all I know is this is a beautiful miracle. And if this pregnancy, if heaven forbid anything happen, I hope these fucking trolls,
Yeah.
you know, I hope karma kicks them in the fucking teeth every single day of their life if they make this, you know, make something happen. But I mean, hopefully she'll be okay, and the baby will be okay, and you know,
Yeah, and this woman's going through a lot of hormones. Like, she's going through a lot in her head, her missing, or presumably deceased significant other. I'm not sure if they're married. I think they're married. I have to look that up. But I think, let's just say, husband is out in sea, presumably deceased, and now you got crazy, like 10,000 trolls trying to.
Yeah, I didn't realize there were so many groups open. I didn't realize there was so much going on with this
I didn't know either. Until just before. There's like 70, like you said, like 76,000 in one of the groups, and then there's like 2 debunking groups.
I mean, I shit you not. I was typing up, like, you know, I watch Sleuth Mom's videos, and I was typing up her video, and I was just doing a Google search. And I was like, why does her video have like 10,000 views and like so many low likes? Someone actually grabbed the ebb of her video and stuck it into a website. And then they put the misinformation on top and was playing it. So so they're taking people's website, like, videos, and they're putting them on these websites now. These lives.
Wow.
So yeah, it's fucking crazy. So you could just imagine it being like thrown in Reddit or Facebook or websites and just doing that. So it's fucking bonkers.
Each said they're married.
Okay.
They're married. Okay.
I wasn't sure.
Last year, so this is their first, and it's high risk because she miscarried, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and this guy just went out duck hunting. And then I heard about the rogue vegans happy about him dying because he was hunting ducks or something.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. That was fucking ridiculous. I couldn't even believe that.
I was like, guys,
Do you think it's because? Well, go on. I'm sorry.
You go.
No, I was just thinking. Do you think it's like people can't like accept that like this accident, like this terrible accident or tragedy happened, and they just that's why they like fill in all this like
I mean,
nonsense?
there's like a disconnection where people don't believe that it's very easy for you to just die in the ocean. Very easily, things can turn around right away. So they have to think about other things that occur. Like, for instance, Kylie Rodney, no one believed that she just died because she just went into the water. They thought that she should have been able to jump out, but they just
like
don't
swim. Yeah,
but-
that's like why
they-
when there's water involved, there's more conspiracy. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's just that they don't understand when it comes to these situations, things happen very quickly, quicker than you can think of.
Oh yeah.
And they
definitely.
just, and then, yeah, I know not all vegans. I'm vegan too. So obviously I'm not, happy about this man dying. That's not good.
I guess
think-
because the one guy got out, so they'll think that they both got out, But I mean, that's the only thing that I could see.
Well, they said, oh, well, he wasn't wet, so then he was never in the boat. And then he's like,
oh, God.
Yeah, it was just the whole, and which he was, because he had to walk 2 miles just to get out there because the rescue boat couldn't get up closer to where he was dropped at because of the rocks and the marsh and all that. You know what I mean? So he had to walk out 2 miles just to get to the rescue boat.
Yeah. I mean, and this is the thing, like this is just a lesson to people, like things can very easily turn. Very easily turn. And sometimes the simplest explanation is the explanation. There's no grand conspiracy. You know what I mean? It's just how it is. The guy,
I think when there's no body too, like I have a friend that her husband died in a kayaking accident, but they found his body like that night,
Well,
so
there was great whites coming through that area. So
see, that's what like when she was talking about that and like it's the migration and just how it goes that Cape like goes right into like the ocean right there and like all those rocks, even if he's got, I don't know how the wet, like, was it really like bad tides that day or something or no? Did they say anything about that? Like if it was like rough waters?
I'm just saying, like you're going into the water, you got a group of great whites, it's not good.
Or you just hit your head and then that's
yeah,
it too.
well, I mean,
yeah.
a lot of people don't realize sharks don't just punt people down. It's just they're scavengers. So that's what I mean. Like if he died in that water,
exactly, then
they are scavengers. They will
won't find him.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's how it is. Unfortunately,
because
sharks
it's
are not
the ocean.
Yeah, and just as a side tangent, sharks are not these like the great Jaws. They're just scavengers. They clean up the sea. So when I say great white, I don't mean like they're hunting down humans. I'm just saying like, if he did get lost,
if he happened to find, and she said that they spotted like 5 of them that were migrating, like to Florida or something. So it was going right through that area. I mean, I'm sure there's always like a certain amount of maybe sharks when it's warmer there. Yeah.
It's a tragedy. It's an absolute tragedy. It's getting worse with these people. And I wish these people just learn their goddamn lesson in these Reddit groups. I mean, like sometimes they find something very interesting, like the Idaho 4 case where the visual snow, they find something, someone tracks it down, but the name
yeah. But usually it's like a lot of like just crazy like imagination theories that they make up and
I've read
or they want to make those connections, right? Those like where they don't exist, like they just want to like
evolutionary flaw.
Yeah, or maybe they want to think he's alive. You know what I mean? So to get him to be being alive, I mean, we all want to think he's alive, but like to think that he escaped, maybe that's like a easier concept for certain people to handle. I don't know. Just a thought, like then that it was like a tragic accident. He probably got like taken out to the ocean, unfortunately, and it might be hard to find him. And so these conspiracy theories will live on if they don't find him. Do you know what I mean? And is that why they're attracted to it? Because there's more, I don't know.
I mean, I think people just get naturally attracted to a case that has a lot of publicity, like, that kind of has a lot of questions to it. Like,
yeah, I guess like the more he was missing, the more it kind of gained momentum probably on these groups, like, because it's been 12 days. So
I mean, I'll give you an example. Like I'm reading one Reddit person who lists this 19 hours ago, and they're stating that one guy found everything, and that's just not true.
Oh, like all the things, like the decoys and the everything they said.
And then there's another one that says the wife made a registry of the baby on the day he went missing.
Oh my
And
God.
it's like,
Whatever. That's just coincidence.
and it doesn't want the bloodhound down there. And Tyler attempted murder, case they talk about. And it's like, these people just really, these people just grab misinformation and they kind of like put it together. That's why I said like that, what is that clown? Drip Drop? Drip
Yeah.
Drop from a clown circus. I say he's very good at looking into things and everything, and he's good at putting them together, but sometimes he uses faulty data. And sometimes when you use faulty data of like rumors and you put it together, it's kind of like trying to mesh two unmatched blocks together.
Which is all what they did with that mugshot situation, right?
Yeah. They basically grabbed the mugshot of Stand Your Ground situation and stuck it on. And then they
Put it with the other one.
Yeah, with the 2011. I mean, unless the judicial system is extremely slow, because I looked up his criminal record and he was not charged with anything recently. I think the last charge he had was 2018. So unless they're extremely slow about criminal matters, just saying, it's just really bad. And they just copied and pasted the 2011 case to his. And if he was to actually commit the crime in 2011, he would be 12 years old. So that's probably not likely, unless, he would be a lot more famous than that.
Yeah. Or it would be like a sealed indictment, right? It would all be sealed if he was a juvenile anyway. Right? Well, maybe.
His name would be in the newspaper if he committed a crime like that, 12 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just sad. And it's just unfortunate. And I think that's just a lesson to people. And people just need to take it seriously. What else did you guys talk about? Is there anything you talked about that? Because I was in and out work and I was just listening during lunch break, so I missed some parts.
No, just pretty much this. I mean, we went over this, and Dutch just came up, and I mean, we played the it was like an hour. His call was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
His interview or whatever was, I would say probably like an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes.
I gotta watch the rewatch on that one. That's
so we watched we listened to that and we chatted for a while and just kind of, like I said, debunked some rumors, went over stuff, and
yeah, it's good.
Some information she was talking about. I'm having a brain fart. Dang it, I was reading.
You're basically brain dead after like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yes, I was reading this stinking message too. So anyhow, yeah, I got to go get the little. So I will be back on here later. This probably 6
Sounds
or 7
good.
chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sounds good.
I'll see you around.
All right.
I'll see you guys later. Bye, B10. Bye, Queen.
Oh, wait a minute. No, Seal, we haven't yet, but I will play it. Matter of fact, I'll play it now.
Yeah, and I'll just jump off and let you play.
I'll play it as we.
You guys have a good one. Bye.
All right, we'll see you later. Let's see. I'll go. We'll play it now here. Okay, this. I'll go to the end here. Let me go take this down. Let's see here. So the video is posted if you guys want to watch the whole thing. But these are his buddies. They're actually, this is last night, I believe. And they went out and did some duck calls for their friend, family, their loved one. And it's sad as hell, man.